The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
So now everybody want to be friendly because Zeke done got cut.
Yo.
See, there you go. Being messy already.
Hey, can we say we won?
No,
Can we say we won?
No.
I mean,
It ain't over
ultimately,
with. It ain't over with.
it sucks, but we did win.
No, you did not win.
We definitely won.
Like, I'm not going to see, because if we get onto that, we will never talk about the draft. But I'm going to tell you like this. You did not win, bro.
Okay.
Nobody.
I'll let you say that.
Tuggy,
I'll let you
you
say
didn't
that.
win. DMV,
I'll let you say that.
didn't win either.
I definitely won.
I bet you we talking running back tonight.
Hey.
We talking running back tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
That's low blow.
Hey,
That is
that's cool because Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones watched our show and they heard what we had to say and they was like, you know what, that was compelling. Let's go ahead and make it happen.
Hey, as long as Troy Aikman on me and Boss side, we won. Ain't that right?
Man, hell yeah, we won. We got gold jacket guys on our side, law.
No,
You know what I mean?
Don't put Emmett on there. Don't put Emmett on there.
They cut Emmett. They cut Emmett.
I don't want to hear nothing about Emmett no more because he don't count.
Word.
The final
All
word.
I know is number 8 is on our side.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word came from the Joneses.
Say, wait. So big.
The final
You mean
word.
to tell me you, DMV, and J Tuck are on the side of the Joneses? I rest my case.
The final word.
You might want to evaluate what you just
You
said,
side
big
with him
dog.
too right now, with a little bit too now. You side too.
Oh hell no!
He been drinking Kool-Aid. He been drinking, sipping Kool-Aid. I heard you.
I bet not hear
tweet.
I bet not hear nothing about Bijan. I bet not hear nothing about Gibbs. I bet not hear nothing about none of them guys tonight.
And
you
if
don't
you
know
ever
nothing
drafted
about
and they
none
go
of that.
crazy, Boss better not say one word about Bijan. He alright.
You ain't gonna
Well,
hear
we
about
can't
none of
get
that
it.
tonight.
Yeah,
None of that. It ain't gonna be none of that. This what we dealing with tonight. The Dallas Cowboy pick 26 strategy.
final
We
word.
gotta talk.
Running back is in the equation.
Yeah. Boy, it is not in the equation. Stop it. It is not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, dog. It is not. Stop it.
You can
Dude.
get A-Chain in the third or the fourth. Come on.
We need it. They're
Oh,
gonna
look, look
get a
at
big
you.
back
Look at
now.
him. Look at him.
They're gonna get a big
Look
back
at him.
now. They ain't gonna get a small back. They're gonna get a big back now.
The
They
final
want a bell
word.
cow back.
The final word.
The final.
Right, exactly. So
final
we ain't getting that in the
word.
first. So why
The
we ain't
final
talking
word.
about no running backs at all at 26.
The final
Period.
word.
The final word.
The
Okay.
final word.
Oh hell no!
Okay.
You can't handle the truth.
Let's get it. Y'all
Hey.
already know.
Let me play the best button ever, man. Here it is. 5, 4, 3, 2.
The final word.
There it is. We got the
There it
OC in
is.
the building. What's up with it, OC?
Man, I'm just cooling, baby. Ready to get into it. Let's go.
All right, man. You took an L too. Just want to let you know.
Oh, all of them took that L. Me and Boss stand on top.
Yeah, sure you did.
Hey, man,
Law
we gonna
Boss,
talk about
baby.
that.
Boss Law.
We gonna talk about that.
Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way.
We gonna talk about it.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this. And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft,
This is dope,
the
though.
Dallas Cowboys select
CD
Lamb.
Insiders.
Look, Boss need to know you did that before the draft. Some people might not know that you did that before the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Not the prophet.
problem. I mean,
I
what
will
those
move
lottery
down.
numbers are, man.
The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys
Might be moving down
could be
again.
a trade down here with Justin. That's a,
Trade down.
we got to trade. We got to trade.
Boss Cowboy Sports and the OC
We gotta
is
trade.
Skywalker. I said this the place to move
We were
down.
just sitting here talking
Now,
Justin
listen,
Fields.
I said it
Oh
loud and
my
clear. This
God,
is the place
to the
to move down.
Go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home, go home.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? And you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the
look,
pick.
man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player.
That's what you
I know
say
that
in
a
the
lot of
Go-Go's
people will
out
say
here.
that this is probably a reach.
But the boy
This is
say,
about
hey,
where I
hey,
had
he's
Jake
serious.
Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes.
Wiggle, baby.
He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go hard. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home.
There it is, the Final Word Draft Edition. Let's get it. Now, I already know we got to start it off the right way, and I'm going to be all the way honest with you. It wouldn't be right if we at least revisited this one time. Just one time.
Yeah, it really is. It's tough. A brother, playing the game with a brother, being able to start this NFL career and share so many memories and grow up as men with this organization. I really can't imagine taking the field without him. Something I don't know if it's completely hit me yet. Obviously, I've talked to him. I'm hurt. I'm sure he is, but it's more important for me just to be able to support him. I know he's got more opportunities coming his way, and love that guy. Proud of him. Number one supporter in here for him, no matter what.
So we're going to start with you, Big.
Well, I mean, it does suck. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, I wasn't happy jumping up for joy and doing cartwheels that they released Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, the dude was a monster in the locker room. They said, I mean, he was one of the hardest working guys you've seen in that building. Always went hard, as you guys talked about. Was a warrior. Played injured, never left the field. I mean, he did everything that you wanted a number one running back to do in his career at Dallas. I mean, he did it. I mean, I think he's going to go down as one of the better backs. I got to see Tony Dorsett. I got to see Ezekiel Elliott. I got to see Emmitt Smith. And I would say Ezekiel, it was in that class. I mean, he was a dog in those years. So all I can say is I appreciate everything he's done. But once again, I just felt like it was time for it to happen. It was going to be now or never. And now I just feel like now the Cowboys have to come with the action plan. The team, I think, will still be okay. I know it does suck, but all good things come to an end. We've seen it with players time and time again. It happens. So now the Cowboys just got to get an action plan on what they're going to do as far as the draft and beyond.
Yeah, we're going to start with all the bad guys.
Yeah, man. I think that, Ezekiel Elliott, there's a time, a season, and a place for everything. And I think that Zeke is a great back in his own right. I think that he's one of the best finishers in the game still. Yeah. I think he's probably one of the best, if not the best, goal line or short yardage back. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and this is a part of the business of football. And the business of football dictates that at times you cut players that performance is not consumerate with their compensation. And I just think that, bad knee or not bad knee, the production level, and I mentioned this in a video earlier that I put out today, the production level of Tony Pollard juxtaposed to Ezekiel Elliott, that hurt Ezekiel Elliott in terms of the justification for the amount of salary. And so when you look at that, I think it was more so of a business decision. Although Ezekiel Elliott has great attributes, still does certain things extremely well. And then you look forward to Will McClay working his magic, the team making great decisions, replacing one. I think they should probably try to do two backs in this NFL draft. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep it, short and sweet. I think the OC, Big Game James, they said it all, you know what I'm saying? And sucks to be right, but
Wait, I ain't like how you said that, man. That didn't come out quite right, dog. Wait, and then you laugh with it. The moment you was trying to do quite didn't hit right. So you was trying to come with that moment of, I'm gonna show some sympathy for Zeke, and then start laughing at him. Oh man, come on,
but look,
come on, bro.
Hey, at the end of the day, man, it's a young man's game at the running back position. The way that the running back position today is run, a lot of teams are doing the three-headed monster. A lot of teams are, that have the West Coast. They're rotating the guys in and out, keeping them fresh. And I think that Dallas, they've learned from that. They're watching everybody else. And not to mention, normally, the reason that it sucks so bad for us is that we're not used to it. We're used to them running guys into the ground that we know they probably should have made a move on a long time ago. And they're making this move at the right time, not only for themselves, for the business, but for Zeke as well, because, Zeke will be able to possibly go out and find a role for another team and possibly contend for a championship himself. So I think that it's good that they both parted ways at this time. No disrespect, no mud slinging or anything like that. So, at the end of the show, though, we got to get a little Zeke chant going, though, man, because that man, he did some things for us.
What kind of Zeke chant?
Man, we got to hit the Z.
Oh, okay.
Z. Got to.
And see, I see what Boston Law trying to do, man. They trying to split and conquer and divide like we the bad guys, like we want it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let
Game
that
peep. Game was peeped. Game was peeped. Y'all the bad guys. Y'all the evil bad guys.
Say hello to the bad guy.
So J Tuck, notice how I ignored them. J Tuck, notice how I didn't even reply to his statement.
The evil people that want to Zeke out of here. All the bad guys.
Man, we all love Zeke, man. We all grow up accustomed to Zeke, man. And me personally, me and Zeke got off to a bumpy start because I said it publicly. I didn't want him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he gave us all he had as a Dallas Cowboy, and we got to tip our cap to him. I think he's going to be a legend. Anytime you think about the Dallas Cowboys, you got to think about that 21 and what Zeke brought to the team. But just like OC and Big Game and, and DMV just said, it's just the business. It's part of it. And me personally, I felt it coming even last year. We kind of saw the tea leaves kind of falling. And then once they franchise tagged Tony Pollard, that for me personally, I was like, all right, that's it. Because just from a business sense, it just didn't make sense to bring Zeke back. Even if they wanted to restructure it or renegotiate the contract, it would have to be damn near disrespectful in order for Zeke to accept it. And I didn't want to see that happen. So he's going to get the opportunity to kind of pursue the market, find a new opportunity, hopefully, get into a rhythm and continue his career. This won't be in Dallas, but Zeke, his family, everybody will always love amongst Cowboys Nation.
Yeah. Now it's the good guys.
Yes,
indeed.
Damn!
Y'all know what time it is, baby. Come on, baby. Let's do this right quick. Ezekiel Elliott, yes, he's gone from the team. But I want to say this in his departing ways. There's still a chance and an opportunity for him to be successful down the line. He is leaving this team at the same ratio that Adrian James left the Indianapolis Colts. Did y'all know that Ezekiel Elliott at the same time in the same year, at the same amount of games, He have more touchdowns than Adrian James. He have more receiving touchdowns than Adrian James. 68 touchdowns for Ezekiel Elliott rushing and 12 touchdowns for him receiving. At the time, Adrian James was 64 touchdowns rushing and 11. And let me put this for the cherry on the top. The average yards per rush. Adrian James was 4.2 yards per carry. Ezekiel Elliott over that span is 4.4. I say all of this because the moment the Colts got rid of Adrian James, they won the Super Bowl. So I want the same thing for this team. Even though Ezekiel Elliott may be gone, there's always silver lights at the end of the tunnel. Ezekiel Elliott, wherever team you go on, just keep in mind, even Adrian James got a gold jacket. So there's promising and light at the end of the tunnel, however you guys feel about it, because you can't say one negative word about Ed. You can't. You can't.
Perfect.
That was just perfect. Goodness gracious.
So,
All
so,
right,
the Colts moved on from Adrian James and won the Super Bowl, but you was wanting us to hold on for dear life.
Well,
let it go, Chuck. Let it go. Let it go, Chuck. Let it go.
That was a good comeback. That was a good comeback. But you know, I'm fair and balanced. You know what I'm saying? But the Colts made sure that they replenished and replaced. So hey, Cowboy Nation, all I'm saying is, with the whole argument, the Cowboys just better make sure they replenish and replace.
Didn't you compare Peyton Manning 7 years to Dak 7 years the other day too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck on fire today, bro.
Yeah, I was out last week. I was out last week, man.
It's a parallel universe, baby. Hey, don't you know what's crazy though, y'all? That both of those people will talk about that's different eras though. So which era did it benefit, the running back or the quarterback? They both 2-4 at this time. You know what I mean?
Can't fade, Law. You can't fade.
Playoff.
Can't even fade the big homie, man. I ain't gonna even go because Law already did all the work. Now, I want to talk about this that's real. All right, we here to talk about now Dallas Cowboy pick 26. So we lost Ezekiel Elliott. Are we go draft a running back at pick 26? I don't see it happening. Nowhere and no way possible. This is why. And then I want to kind of get y'all thoughts on this. If you look at the CBS board, which is one of the most accurate reflections of what's likely getting ready to happen, and you got Bijan Robinson, who most of us are talking about, basically ranked 7th. It's no other running back even close to the vicinity of us picking at 26. So likely that is not going to happen. Now, could he drop? It's a possibility he could. It's a possibility he could. Also, y'all, do want to let y'all know we gonna be drafting today, so y'all get ready, man. It's gonna be a draft day. But I want to talk through this before we start drafting. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't getting no running back in the first. So you know.
Or the who?
Oh no, we not. I mean, well, okay. I guess you right. You so right, Tuck, because we can't say what's not gonna happen. You right. I know what you're saying on that. You right. If Bijan, okay, so let me ask this question this way then. If Bijan was to drop, do we draft him?
And why?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take him because of his talent. You take him because of what he's done in college and because of his potential upside. You absolutely take him. You go best player available. And if he dropped to 26, more than likely, and I can't say this 100% sure because the draft hasn't taken place, but more than likely he's the best player available on the board, and it's a need for your team. So you take 100%.
And how was that need created?
Well, we already know the need was created because Zeke held out, went to Cabo, and they respect men that threatened them, and so they paid him consummate to making him feel comfortable, which resulted in him having a $12 million cap hit this year, resulting in him getting cut. That's how this happened.
Bang.
Big. Do we draft him if he's available?
Heck yeah, you could draft him because I just said that. The reason why I say that is because I said Dallas is going to need a bell cow type running back, right? That's what they like. They like those number guys. They like those certain guys that have certain stats, So you look at Robinson, he came in at what, 6 foot, like 220 pounds. They want a guy that can tote the rock. Tony Pollard, they got to know that he's not a 20 carry guy. They got to know that he isn't effective the more carries he gets. So why not get a back that's like Ezekiel Elliott type back? And he came in with a really good combine. He solidified his numbers. I don't see why not. That's a talent that you just can't go by and say, oh, we're not going to draft him. No, that would just be silly not to do that. Obviously, there's other positions in play, but if that dude drops, that would make no sense for you not to take him.
Okay. So, DMV.
I think the law asked the question, why was the need created? It's not just about Ezekiel Elliott being cut. It's about Tony Pollard and the uncertainty there. Now, I know we franchised him for $10 million, but he is coming off of an injury. So what do? You don't know what Tony Pollard is going to be coming back. So you solidify your future by getting that young, talented running back to carry the torch.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what DMV just said, we got to ask the question, is Tony Pollard our running back of the future, or is he currently our Dalton Schultz? Because a lot of people thought Dalton Schultz was going to be our tight in the future. We franchise tagged him, and now we're moving on. So I feel like when it comes to the Cowboys, they may have franchise tagged Tony Pollard just because they didn't want to lose him in free agency. But if you're able to get Bijan Robinson in, not only does that ignite the fan base, because now you're moving on from Zeke, who's a very popular player amongst the fans, you get that back in Bijan Robinson, but also you fill that void. So that way next year you can move on from Tony Pollard, save the money there, and move forward with Bijan and Malik Davis or whoever you might put behind Bijan. You have your bell cow running back moving forward alongside Dak Prescott in his offense. So you definitely got to consider it, and I think the Cowboys would if Bijan slides to 26. And as we're going through these mocks, he might be there.
Is
Great
everybody
point,
saying,
J-Tuck, because that's exactly what I was thinking, J-Tuck, and that's exactly what I put in some content that'll be coming out tomorrow. So fantastic point. I think this is a gap stop. I don't think the Cowboys commit to Tony Pollard and pay him long term. That's why they franchised him. They're going to try to get another year out of him. He's got to play for his life and hope he gets money elsewhere, because I don't think the Cowboys are going to commit $30 to $40 million to him even after this season, even if he does play well. I think it's going to be a situation where he's going to have to get his money elsewhere. Thus the Cowboys draft, in my opinion, probably 2 running backs in this draft. Go ahead, Law.
Is that
aspect of a running back playing on the franchise tag as well? You got to think about, you know what I'm saying? Because is Tony Pollard going to want to be a bell cow back, on the franchise tag and put everything at risk and jeopardize that? Remains to be unseen. So I think they'll consider Bijan. My bad.
Well, no, that's great points, man. You guys are banging on the table for the excuses or the reasons, not the excuses, I apologize, but for the reason to take out a title loan, right? Mm-hmm. To purchase something short term, and then in return, you go use the same money to go get the same thing. So it's just hustling backwards. Now, is Tony Pollard, yes or no, panel? Is he the only running back that's injured that's on the franchise tag? Yes or no?
I would assume yes.
Yeah.
This year?
This year?
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is hustling backwards. I think that the Cowboys' critical needs would be drafting pretty much a tackle, going ahead and taking care of the front, because regardless of who your running back is, you need to put some protections up front. I think that the Cowboys should re-up Eric Steele, and with the 26th pick, your best player available should be a tackle.
I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking I was by myself. I am not by myself.
Law is a prophet. Law is truly a prophet. Law's a prophet.
Oh
man, I swear I was thinking I was by myself, man.
Hey, boss, because I heard a piece of your show the other night.
Oh, you
and
did?
I know you got some players with the parameters can do just as much as Bijan Robinson.
Can we talk about that?
Go ahead, baby.
Can we talk about that? All right, let's talk about that now.
Boy, we win again over here, baby.
I know. Why we gotta fight them every week? I thought the fight was over.
You asked, could you draft the 26? That was the question. Could you draft the running back?
No, I said if he was available, would you get him?
Now it depends on what's on the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pay attention to our strategy here. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? It's a strategy.
It's a strategy, bro.
You know?
It's a strategy. Now listen, I want to run down this strategy to everybody, okay? And I want y'all to hear me out. Really hear me out. First, I'm gonna ask y'all a real question. All right, hold on. Let me pull it up.
What you setting this up for, bro?
It's not even a setup. It's just
Set it up, man.
It's not a. I just want us to kind of go
Hook,
through
line,
this.
and sinker.
No, it ain't. No, trust me. Trust me. I ain't trying to set nobody up. I'm just gonna ask some questions to the jury, and I just want y'all to answer these questions. It's a simple exercise.
I hope it's not a blind resume.
Nah, it's not. It's not. I got something right here. I want to ask y'all. I just want to pull it up first. So here we go. I asked the chat today when I went live. I'm gonna ask y'all. Everybody got an answer. All right. So you got a choice between Osiris, right, who is currently graded 23 on the CBS rankings, okay? Or you can only choose one, too. Or Tyler Smith to play left guard. Who are you picking? I'm going to start with Tuck.
Tyler Smith, clearly.
Okay. Then
I'm gonna go with Torrance.
Okay. Are you going with Torrance or do you believe that?
Nah, I believe that.
Okay, cool. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to you because that's different. Why?
Ooh.
Because I don't trust Tyron Smith to come in and play left tackle.
Okay. No. That's not the game we playing. Because you right though on that, and I agree on that. But we gotta exercise. Stick with the exercise.
Okay.
You got
so
only two choices. When you thinking, you right though. You thinking in variables. We taking out the variables and we saying you got one choice at left guard. Who you going with?
All right. Well, Tyler Smith then. Tyler Smith. All right.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. Big.
I don't like that question at all. I don't like that question at all. It's a trap question. It's a trap question. It's not a trap question, dog. But it's a trap because, see, you know what you're doing with this. But if I'm going to answer your trap question, I'm going to answer your trap question.
Okay.
Tyler Smith.
Okay. You keep it real. You keep it real. OC.
To catch a predator.
There is some other parameters around this. This is a little bit of a trap question, Boss Cowboy, but I'm going to play the game, okay? And in light of the game you're playing here, I'm going to say Tyler Smith.
Okay, so now I really sincerely asked y'all that question because I asked my chat that question and it played out just like this panel. It was about 95% Tyler Smith. Right. So when I'm looking at and see, because Law talked about strategy, when I'm looking at who we likely go face again in the playoffs, San Fran, and what they did with Hargraves, I would agree with everybody that Tyler Smith should be on the inside. Because of that, I also believe that tackle is the best strategy for 26. Multiple tackles will be sitting there like I haven't seen in a while. So your top two tackles right now, OC, is Peter, right? Which we discussed. We talked about this. You just did a video on this. Then Paris Johnson. But after that, guess what Antoine is ranked? 26th on the CBS board. Then if you keep going, it doesn't stop. It get better. Your guy, Darnell Wright, is 27th on the CBS.
That's my number 4 tackle.
That's your number 4 tackle. So then if you keep going, another one of your favorites, you just did a video on this, OC.
The dog right there.
Number 5.
He's ranked number 33. So it's a bunch of good tackles that's sitting there. You know what I'm saying? And that can allow us to potentially move.
That's my guy right there, man.
Oh, that's my guy too.
That's mine right there,
yeah.
man. Woo.
So we got about 5 guys that's right in the range of 26 according to the CBS ranks. So I agree with what Law said. Even if Bijan is sitting there, I wouldn't do it.
Here's why I'm pausing this idea. Right?
Okay.
It's because I like the prospects that y'all listed,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like the Dallas Cowboys, and this is putting my Dallas Cowboys hat on,
Okay.
they are still high on Matt Waletzko that they drafted last year.
True.
That didn't get the opportunity. So until we kind of see, I feel like just from an ego standpoint, because he's the Amari Cooper quote unquote pick, right? They're going to want to see what Matt Waletzko can do at left tackle. And people got to remember, before Tyron Smith went down, it was Matt Waletzko was the starting left tackle over Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith was playing left guard behind Connor McGovern. Now, we saw what Tyler Smith was able to do throughout the season once both tackles were down, but I feel like from the Cowboys standpoint, they are still high on Matt Waletzko, which I don't think that's why they would go tackle again the first round. Now, if they're out on Matt Waletzko, that's a whole nother conversation because it also opens the opportunity to swing in case something happens with Terrence Steele as well. But I'm just looking from the Cowboys lens.
And I definitely agree
Yeah,
with
and
that.
let me say this
I
real
do
quick.
agree with that.
They don't have to be out on Matt Waletzko in order to pick up a tackle. They don't have to be. And I'll explain why. Because what just happened with Connor McGovern, he signs a 3-year deal. Okay, so you lost depth at the guard position. All right. So let me put a tweak on the tackle conversation here. Is that it's not that you just draft a tackle, you draft a swing player. Meaning this, and that's why I'm so high on Broderick Jones.
Yeah.
Because you draft a guy that you can play at tackle or you can bump him to guard. That's the type of guy that you want to draft. That's who you draft, because what you're doing is that you're ensuring depth while making that line stronger, and you are preparing yourself against and I hate to say this, I'm not speaking bad, this has just happened the last 6 years. You are protecting against the possible and likely injury of Tyron Smith, who just signed a very heavy incentive-laden contract with just a base contract of $6 million going all the way up to $17 million, but most of that stuff was based upon his playing time. So then you had your bets. If you have a guy that comes in and develops very, very good, to your point, Boss Cowboy, and then you're able to bump Tyler Smith inside if you have a guy that can actually hold up at left tackle.
Hey, let me just say this. Kudos and credence to the front office. That is the prettiest contract I ever seen in my life. Laid out with those incentives. Nothing incentivize anybody to go out there to play better than money, right? And on top of that, with the percentages and things like that, man, round of applause to the front office.
Front office doing good right now.
Front office did good.
They
with
doing
that
their
contract.
thing right now. I had my complaints in the past, but they doing their thing. I got a good comment. I want to throw this out. Go ahead, Law.
Yeah. I want to say, and especially with Mike Solari, I think that he's going to have his guards pulling more in this scheme. I think that you want to have nimble feet with power, and Tyler Smith brings that to the table. I was against you guys about 3 or 4 weeks ago of sliding Tyler Smith back inside. I wanted him to stay on the left tackle spot, but then when I started looking at the scheme that Solari likes to run, man, he wants his power from the inside, you know, and he wanted to have those good feet. So now you're going to see that. And that's why I said with this strategy, OC, you're right on the money with that kid you like. Go get a tackle that can swing down into guard, because what happened here is that now it is closer for you to have I'm not going to use the word elite, but it's closer for you to have a great offensive line versus just having a great running back, because you already got that out of Tony Pollard and Malik Davis that can run if they got somebody in front of them. I think that you can find a good running back to add into the pieces in the 3rd or the 4th round. But that's what I wanted to say about that.
I want to ask
And
something to your point.
just
Real
super
quick,
quick, boss,
just
and I
real
don't want to
quick.
hog the mic, but super quick. And the guys that I like the most, Skrzynski, he can play. This guy's so talented. If you'd study him, and I've studied him in depth, this guy could play tackle, guard, or he could even be a center for you. That's how elite
But the
technically
issue with
he
him,
is.
though, OC, the issue with him is he's likely everybody's top tackle.
Yeah, he's gone.
Skrzynski.
Yeah, so he's not going to be there. But let me continue really quickly. If you look at Darnell Wright, the right tackle out of Tennessee, he's a big, powerful guy that could also bump down. Okay, we already talked about Antoine Harris. A lot of people think that his arms are too short. He's a guy that could possibly bump down into playing guard as well. right? So you got several of those guys that's hanging around, I would say 3 to 5 or 6 that could be guard or tackles, which is right around the area in terms of the first pick of the Dallas Cowboys. So just talking about possibilities here. Go ahead, guys.
I want to add something just real quick. It's another factor in this that I think we all got to consider. The upside that comes with working with Duke.
I brought that up about the tackles with Bergeron. I said if you get him in with Duke, he might be a plug-and-play starter.
It's a major upside because if you look at what happened with Steele rise, because, you know, a lot of people was like, Boss, you was high on Steele. And it's true. I got the evidence that I had him as a top 8 sleeper. I got the receipts. But I can't take credit for what Duke did. Because Steele without Duke, I don't think will be Steele. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Because that same Steele that I was high on got whooped bad by a knot in the Senior Bowl. We all remember that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it took him. Obviously, he's a hard work, being a military son and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's the training. So the OC always say one time is luck, 2 times is the trend. You know what I mean? So the first time Duke put his magical hands on one of our sleeper tackles was Steele. The second time he did it was Tyler Smith. Because, see, Tyler Smith was thrown into a situation that if his training wasn't ready, he would have drowned. He played nothing but guard in the whole training camp, and the only thing that was going to hold him up from moving to tackle at the last minute was his training. And the person that had him ready was Duke. So I'm thinking if we go get one of these tackles, it's not even looking at their pedigree alone. I think you got to add in the potential upside of Duke. So what was you going to say, Tuck?
Yeah, I was like also, but you could consider just drafting a guard in the later round, right? So there's Steve Elliott out of TCU, who a lot of people are high
nice.
On. He could be sitting there, but also,
hold on, Tuck. Just to push back just a little bit, just to have a healthy debate on this. That's why we started the conversation with Osiris, right? So for all of us who was basically saying, and we all agree on this, we would rather have Tyler Smith on the inside, especially if we're thinking about going against San Fran and Hargraves, then to me, just move Tyler on the inside and then do the tackle thing. To me, that automatically creates your top 5. Am I tripping on that?
It depends, right? Because what you're thinking on is if you want Tyler Smith to just quote unquote be your left guard. And here's the thing, we got a new offensive line coach, so we don't know what their philosophy really is going to be in Dallas, right? But if you think that Tyler Smith is going to be your left guard, but we all know Tyron is going to go down eventually at some time, you can always kick him out. Because the reason why I'm thinking of saving a guard for the later round is you're just looking for a depth piece. Because at 26, I want a guy that's going to be on the field day one. If you draft the offensive tackle, more than likely he's not going to be on the field at day one, and he's going to be sitting in the wings kind of waiting until Tyron Smith goes down. So if you can go get a guard, and let's say Tyron Smith goes down week 5, and you can plug in your left guard, your rookie left guard, kick Tyler Smith out, and you still also have Matt Waletzko, and you can kind of move forward in that capacity versus going at the 26th pick when we got other needs for a guy that's going to be sitting there on the sidelines waiting for an injury to happen.
But hold on, let me ask you this though. Would you say the same thing last year though? When we drafted Tyler Smith, what was your thoughts with that? You were thinking that, hey, he's not going to be a day one, or you thought that he was going to fit right in at guard?
I thought that he was going to fit right in.
I thought he was going to fit right in at guard, and my concern was they were too high on Connor McGovern to give him the opportunity. I felt like Tyler Smith should have been the day one starter at guard, but for some reason, and I heard the rumors there was conflicts about the entire pick. You see what I'm saying? So for me personally, I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I want a guy at 26 that's going to be out there day one, having instant impact, not a guy that we're having as kind of a case of an emergency. You know what I'm saying? And
well, let me be devil's advocate again. What changed?
It took 2 emergencies in order for it to happen for Tyler Smith to get that opportunity. Because remember, we did the whole show when we did the Super Show. We were talking about kicking Tyler Smith out the tackle. He wasn't getting any reps at tackle the entire camp. So the Cowboys had no plan of Tyler Smith even playing to tackle position. Things just hit the fan where Tyron went down, Matt went down, and they had no choice right before game 1. You see what I'm saying? If that doesn't happen, we might not even see Tyler Smith.
So check this out.
Yeah.
When I think about the lineup that you said, I think the lineup changes if you get a left tackle. So the lineup, if we get one of these left tackles, in my opinion, Tuck, becomes a slightly different. It becomes your left tackle is, let's say, one of these guys. I'm just pick one of them, right? So let's just say it's one of these guys that we said, okay, this gonna be our left tackle, right?
Okay.
We go partner you with Duke. We move Tyler Smith on the inside. Then you got Tyler Biotis as your center. Zach Martin is now your right guard, and then your ambidextrous swing tackle is now Tyler Smith, automatically playing the right tackle right now.
Wait, you mean Tyron? Where's Tyron?
No, Tyron Smith is playing your right tackle now.
Okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he's the guy that we know we go sit him there until Steele comes back. That's what I'm thinking could be your starting five. Because right now, if we do nothing, it's almost like we're considering putting Tyron Smith back at left tackle, and most of us don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Most of us want to either see Tyler stay at left guard or stay at left tackle. But if you do draft one of these tackles and just go ahead and say, well, you're going to have to go through the gauntlet by fire, just like Tyler Smith, but you're going to have, a guy going into his second year now beside you, Tyler Smith. Hopefully that gives a little bit of an anchor in that. You know what I'm saying? If that's the lineup.
Yeah.
So I disagree though, boss.
Okay, talk to me.
I disagree because if you draft a rookie, man, you don't do that. You don't listen. I keep telling people this a lot.
Seattle had 2 rookies.
No, I get it, and they went through fire. They went through baptism by fire. Okay, and what I'm saying is that you have
the Buccaneers too.
Yeah, I understand. You have baptism by fire. And what I'm saying is this: the safest thing to do to keep your team upright in terms of pass pro is to start off this guy at left guard. That's why you get a tackle that can play guard or tackle, and you cross train him. That's what you do. You give him reps during the preseason and see how he holds up at left tackle, and you give him reps also playing guard because you don't know how this thing is going to pan out. If he's ready to rock, yeah, you run him out there, right? Of course. But if he's weak and he needs a little bit of time in terms of his footwork, his technique, because the speed of the game is so much faster, the technical nuance and details is so much greater than being a college tackle. So for the security of the line, in my opinion, I think you cross-train this guy, and that's why you get somebody that could be swing inside or out.
I think you just scary, OC.
Yeah. No, I'm not scary. I'm wise.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. But if that's the case, then Osiris will still make sense, right?
Yeah. So
from what you just said, then Osiris is the better pick.
So let me ask you this question: what's the expectation of Terrence Steele returning?
Oh,
great point,
man. Yeah, great point.
We don't know.
Mid-season, right?
Yeah.
So now that changes my perspective. If it's mid-season, then you might have to go tackle at 26.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Joshua Ball, baby. I'm trying to think of a world without Joshua Ball, man. That's all I'm trying to do. Because like I said, and then we can go on to the next point. But like I said, the tackle that you draft help out 2 spots. The running back only help out 1. The tackle help out the quarterback and the running back. But anything else, man, you're going to see the possibility of Ball brother being out there and Matt Waletzko, who was getting his lunch taken out there in training camp. And then he said, oh, it's my shoulder. Then they did the research and said, hey, you're going to have surgery or you can rest it. And he opted out of having the surgery. I wish he would have went on ahead and had that surgery and we wouldn't have this conversation. We'll be working in Matt Waletzko. I still don't know who Matt Waletzko is, y'all. Nor Ball.
Yeah,
and I don't want to know, to be honest.
But you don't want to know him, right?
Yeah. But guys, there's one thing that we're not factoring in, right? The defensive lineman ran well in this combine. So a lot there's going to be an influx of those guys moving up the board. The DBs ran well. They're going to be moving up the board. We already said it earlier in the draft shows that the corners are going to go fast. So we might be looking at one of these tackles at 58. There's the possibility. You know what I'm saying? That I'm with you guys.
No doubt. It's almost guaranteed we're going to be looking at a DMV.
Yeah. So I think we just got to be patient with our draft board. We don't got to rush to decisions, but we do know we do got to touch the tackle position, in my opinion.
All right.
And let me just say one thing too, real quick. I'm gonna make a confession to the panel. I'm sorry, y'all talk me off the ledge if I'm wrong. I'm out on Josh Ball. I've seen enough.
Oh yeah,
I'm out.
You
Cut it.
Wait.
I'm out.
I'm out. You on that?
He's good at run pro, the run protection.
I'm out.
Oh, run blocking. I meant to say. He's good at
And
that.
listen,
OC, we gotta fight this one. We gotta fight.
I'm out.
All right, let's talk.
All right.
Now, I actually mentioned you earlier today because I did a whole show on offensive line and tackle needs, right?
Yep.
What changed your game? What did I tell you that changed your game?
Jumping rope.
Well, tell the people what happened. Don't just tell them.
So okay. Let me elaborate then. Thank you, Mr. Boss Cowboy, for your wisdom.
I'm making a point. No, I'm making a point. This got to do with Josh Ball, not me and you. This is about Josh Ball.
No, listen. So look, I got beat on some sacks, some stuff like that, man. Probably like, what was it, like my freshman year, my redshirt freshman year, and Boss was looking at me practice. He said, "Hey, man, you need to work on your feet. You need to start jumping rope every day. You need to jump rope 5 minutes every day." And I said, "All right." So I bought a jump rope and I started like jumping rope. And man, it just made my feet super quick. I didn't give up a sack. Man, I didn't give up a sack in 2 years. You know, I gave up maybe I didn't give up a sack in 2 straight years. You know what I mean? So like on 500 snaps.
So wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we got us an actual tackle, an ambidextrous tackle that changed his game based on
jumping rope.
Jump rope.
You know, Josh Ball. Get him out of here.
And also, Boss, I'm sorry, but Josh Ball has other things in his game besides feet. Josh Ball has tight hips. I don't have tight hips. Josh Ball has bad hands. Always had good hands. And I'm saying this to make a point on an NFL level, not comparing myself to NFL tackles, but I'm simply saying that he has other details about his game that he has to work out. And what I'm saying is that you can get higher utilization out of a person like a Vontae Collins as a backup, even if you don't want to start him. You also have Matt Farragut there in the building as well. And so what I'm simply saying is that, hey, let's be careful and manage our offensive line roster spots. It's just my opinion. Furthermore, I'll make another confession. This is my last confession of tonight.
Okay. Don't keep confessing, bro. Don't tell yourself too much.
No. This is an important confession.
This is my confession.
This is very important. I'm not sure all the way about Matt Walinsko. I'm not sure.
Me too.
I'm not sure. I'm not all the way bought in on his health, that he's gonna be healthy, and I'm not all the way bought in that this is not gonna be like a rookie year for him, where he's gonna need time to really get ready. I'm not sure, Boss. I'm not sure about this.
Yeah. And listen, with my tackle plan, I'm automatically looking at them as a backup anyway. So, you know, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If we get a tackle, they backups next. You know what I mean? All right. Real quick, man.
Boy.
It was something else, man, that skipped my mind. God, dog, it was big, too. God, dog. All right, listen, I'll go to another subject real quick, though, because I got something else ready. And if it come back to me, we'll talk about it. It's a possibility, though. I want to talk about this. It's a possibility that Jalen Carter could slip. The question is, see, now I told y'all I was going to get real about talking about pick 26. See,
Gregory Jr.
Yes. Let's talk about it, though. Now, we talking about, according to CBS, a top 3 talent. A top 3 talent. But we seeing some major issues. Pled guilty today.
No contest.
No contest. God forgive me. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alleged. Yeah.
But what's not alleged is how he just boo-booed on his pro day. Just vomited. He comes down on 26. Big, what we gonna do?
Bro, we throwing a party in Kansas City.
Wait, Tuck, you taking that? You taking this dude? Ain't you?
You just said Randy Gregory. That biggest muted, but that guy's Dallas Cowboys written all over, bro.
Oh my God, I'm scared of that dude, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm really scared.
Bro. He ain't getting to 26. He's not getting outside the 10. But
he might get out of 26, man. He could. You don't think he get out of 26, bro?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And we better hope not, because if he slides that far, there's a team in our division that will snatch him and pair him back up with his Georgia teammate in Jordan Davis. So it's like, he ain't sliding that far, bro. He's too raw.
But this dude was horrible. Like,
he had a horrible pro day, bro. But he's the only really slam dunk prospect in this draft for me personally.
Is he a slam dunk?
Mm-hmm. Or layup? Yeah. I mean, if you take the layup or slam dunk,
that boy said a layup.
I mean, he did that dunk. I can't dunk no more. I can't dunk no more. So
I'm done. I'm done. Hey, real quick, I remember what I was gonna talk about now. You stupid Tug. You funny.
Go ahead, Big Game.
I think Big Game James back, man.
Only thing I was just gonna say was when he boo-booed on his pro day, but that could have been, you know what, he was going through this stuff with his case. He was, had that a lot of mental things come into play, because they said he was like 9 pounds heavier as well.
Yeah,
a lot of those things off the field could have came into play or why he was bad on his pro day. So I don't want to hold the stress. If you stressing like that, like you may go to jail, you might not have the best pro day neither. You feel me? You ain't thinking about pro day.
Some cakes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Some yo-yos.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So mentally he could not been in that. He might been doing all the other stuff, but I don't want to hold that to him, because when you got jail hanging over your head, you don't probably play the best. So if that guy's sitting right there at 363, 300, now I don't know, dog. We're gonna have to sit there, and that's when we huddle up and say what we're gonna do right here, y'all.
I know. See, you the GM, you GM big. You making a pick,
general manager.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Jerry Jones will get those.
Hey, Law, play that music. Play that music. Play that beat.
Hell yeah, I got you right here.
And with the 26 pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Jalen Carter out of Georgia. Hell yeah. Get in that car and come on now.
Baby.
OC, you making a pick. He done got all the way to 26. You making a pick, Law, OC. Y'all making a pick.
Hey, there's two spots that I said that I like to build from. I said the interior, and that's on both sides, defensive side and as well as the offensive side. Look, you can have big arms, big legs, you can run fast or what have you, but if you don't have your core together, they hit you in your gut one time, you fall to your knees. So the Cowboys need to continue to build inside. So, hey, anyway, we're going to be better than what we were last year. So build that core up.
Well, I don't want to get excited.
So Jalen Carter's there at pick 26. That's what you asked me, right?
He there.
Yeah.
He's there.
He's sitting there at pick 26. Well, to me, it goes something like this. Jalen. You want to be a Cowboy, son? Okay, yeah, son. Well, we just picked you with the 26 pick, son. Welcome to Cowboy. So it goes something like that.
Okay.
So then wait a second. Then my next phone call is this. Neville. Now we appreciate everything that you've done. But we're gonna cut you. We're gonna cut you now. So that's my second phone call. So that's how that goes.
Yeah. Let's not cut him, OC. Let's trade him. Let's trade him.
Here's the third phone call, OC. Yeah, and those 80 hours of community service, he won't be partaking in that.
Oh my God, I can't do y'all, man. Y'all are crazy.
But you know what's enticing though? You know what's enticing with that? Sometimes when a player like that, and then you can build like momentum up to that. The people that passed up on him in the 10th round or in the 10th pick or the 12th pick, they might come knocking on your door and say, hey, is there a way that we could trade for that spot back to him? You know, so there's multiple things that can happen when you have that option at the 26th spot. So, man, I'm taking him regardless, though, but I would still feel options out there.
I'm gonna be by myself. I passed.
How many community service hours did Sam Williams get? He got 0.
I passed. I straight up passed, bro.
Who you getting?
I'm getting Buster Douglas vibes.
No. You ain't heard none of that, bro. He had that stuff over his head, boss. You ain't heard nothing crazy like that since now. Boss. And then you have that kind of thing that happen. You can't do that, boss. That you can't do that.
All right, let me tell you why.
We seen people bad on pro days.
You right, but big. Let me just tell you why. All right. So when I was a youngster, I was looking up to an athlete that went to my high school, right? And he played for Florida State. And he was getting ready to go to the combine. Played my same position and everything, right? And you know, we excited because he's from my city, right? And I was talking to a barber who was working at a local, sports radio station. And so we used to always listen to him at the barber shop. And I asked about him, I said, what you think getting ready to happen to my boy? He shook his head. He said, man, it depends on what type of boy your boy is. He said, you got people when they trying to get ready for this combine, they do what's the smartest thing to do to make their money. And they focus and they lock in, they stay away from women. They focus on, they go work on them camps that's gonna make sure they kill them times and they solidify their money. He said, then you got them people who treat like the college like they already made it. And they go out there, they party, they smoke, they drink, they have all kind of fun. And I ain't never forget this. He said they go out there and run one of them all day 40s. That's what he said. He said one of them all day 40s. And he said them dudes don't make it.
But you gotta understand, boss, Jalen's different, bro, because all this news hit him right before the combine. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't like
we haven't heard a lot about this in trouble, but beyond before this, right?
Yeah, it hit like the day before. You know what I'm saying? So he showed up to the combine and didn't do the press conference. So it's like he's been dealing with a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like
scared,
now he
bro.
put himself in a
Yeah.
situation.
I'm scared.
But there's no way.
And speaking of that, though,
you can be scared of any player, though, boss. But boss, hold on.
Especially in Dallas, y'all want this type dude in Dallas?
Listen, you can be like that with any player, though. You can be that with any player, though, boss. Any player that you can do that with. There's no guarantee on any of these players that are coming in. And my thing is, go back and let's see, is there a pattern of this? Now, if there's a pattern of this going around, if there's a pattern, then yes, like let's say Kelvin Joseph, right? When we drafted Kelvin Joseph, there was already a pattern. So if so that's where the red flags you should, because I said this about Kelvin Joseph. You remember, boss, when I said I ain't hating on him, but I seen them red flags, and that's a pattern that could come up later, and it did. Right. If you don't see a pattern of this, I feel better. Now, if you go back in the history and there's a pattern of Jalen Carter doing this, no. But if this is one isolated incident, I don't hold this to him.
Stan Williams.
Yeah, boss, I think you're contradicting yourself. Boss, I think you're contradicting yourself, boss. Because if you worried about Jalen Carter gaining 9 pounds, and you love DeWan out of Ohio State that can gain 10 pounds in 1 meal. I don't understand. Like you got a guy that's 370, 375. You talk about Jalen Carter gaining 9 pounds.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy?
Because he got
number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Look, come on, boss. Reason with us, man. Reason with us. And his talent is there.
I want y'all to notice what the OC just did.
Yeah.
He said he can gain 9 pounds. See, it's a difference between you gained 9 pounds and you can. See, that's that wee woo, bro. I be listening.
Oh, you see this guy?
See this guy? Jones weigh?
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Come on, man. He weighs 375. He's one buffet away from 400 pounds, boss. And you want to take him at 26.
Tell the whole story, OC. He's 6'8". He's 6'8". Tell the whole story, OC.
He's 6'8", 375 pounds. That's a dangerous weight, and it's too much for you to make him the first time. Don't you
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
You can wee woo all day. We go wee woo to the cows come home, but it ain't gonna change the fact.
He's better than Josh Ball, though. You know.
He is. That's true.
So we still talking about pick 26. We finna flip it just a little bit.
Oh, before you
boy
say
Iceberg-
anything else,
okay,
Buster
hold on.
Douglas did knock out Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was
Right, yeah.
37-0, and then Buster Douglas came in there and bust him up. So, hey, go get the Buster there. You know what
And
I'm
he's
saying?
out, and Buster Douglas is out here in Columbus, Ohio. He's out here doing this thing. So we got to give a shout out. So he made a comeback after that too. He's doing a good thing out here. So don't throw Buster out the bus out here, man.
Ooh, all right, so we got people like Iceberg Slips. He say I want a weapon F the dumb S.
That's Jalen Carter.
All right, so let's talk about let's talk about weapons at 26. Let's go back and talk about weapons at 26. So this is my problem with the philosophy of wanting a weapon. At this point, I think we should be talking about specific names. So what weapon would anybody consider for 26?
JSN.
Well, yeah, you got Jackson Smith and
JSN.
Jaibo right there, and you also have.
Does he fall that far? Does he fall that far?
I mean, he has a better chance of getting to 26 than Jalen Carter.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
Jackson
don't you think
Smith-
he might be one of the top first receivers to come off the board before 26 though?
It's gonna be a
they've been
mixed bag.
finding, yeah. It just depends, bro. They've been finding ways to get him. I've seen him start at one, and you seeing
got
there
that
right now.
Ohio
He
State
about
pedigree
4.
though. He got that Ohio State pedigree, and a lot of people look at that. They're going to look at those two receivers from last year. Olivier and Garrett Wilson came out and turned up. They're going to look at those and say, hey, those guys turned up. And remember, when he played with both of those guys, he had 95 catches that year with both of those guys there. So they're going to look at that like, hey, he was turning up when those guys were there. He was dominant when those guys were there. So that's why I don't know if he can fall that far when he always was already turning up when those guys were there.
Because it really comes down to what is Jordan Addison and Quentin Johnston going to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if they go first, then Jackson might be there. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hearing a lot of people talk about Jalen Hyatt and also Zay Flowers. So I feel like there's like 4 wide receivers that can really push things back. But even if Jackson Smith isn't there, there's going to be a weapon to wide receiver that's going to be available at 26. Will the Cowboys pull the trigger on him? I don't know.
Let me ask you this, though, y'all. Let me ask you this. You already seen where they drafted a receiver kind of high in Jalen Tolbert, and it didn't work out the first year. Wouldn't they be more hesitant to jump out and get a receiver again in the first round after you just seen what happened to Tolbert the year before?
That was third round.
I think these guys have.
It's the third round, but it's still high enough.
But these guys that we're talking about right now have a higher pedigree of being a football player than Jalen Tolbert. You know what I'm saying? If you talk about second round receivers, we might be a little bit more even. But like JSN, Jordan Addison.
You don't have I'm saying if you don't have a JSN, they said Jordan Addison didn't have the best combine for his size. He was 173 pounds, and he underwhelmed. So all I'm saying,
I seen the same
he's not a football player, but are you at 26? Are they? I know they're trying to change the philosophy of getting a smaller receiver, but are they really going to get a smaller receiver at 26 when you got Jalen Tolbert in the fold? Do you think they really would do that? I think they would touch the offensive line or something else before they would go that route.
And you bring up a very good point. You bring up a very good point, though, Big Game, because Mike McCarthy, in his history of receivers and what he likes to do, he normally likes to target that second to third round with those taller guys, those guys about 6'3", 6'4", guys that are your traditional type of X's. So I do see what you're saying there. I don't think that they go with a smaller guy at 26. I disagree with it. They don't really like short kings like that, but I just don't see them doing it.
Okay. So
yeah, and I think that Jay Tuck was actually right. I think Jay Tuck, what you reported and kind of alluding to with D Hop, if that's in the works in any type of way, then man, we are not in no wise going to draft a receiver with the top pick of the draft. That just doesn't make sense. Maybe second or third pick, but no way, man. And promoting these videos work, man. And so forget all the haters. So you know how it goes. But go ahead, boss.
So this the thing. Last year was a way better receiver class. Dotson in this receiver class would have been a first rounder. No doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's a whole lot of receivers. Let me just go pull some of them that I got right here. So let me ask y'all a question. We just keeping it real. Where would Watson be in this draft class?
First round.
Yep, probably top 3. Easily. Like, not even hard. You see what I'm saying? But last year, he was a second rounder. Justified, too. And nobody debated it. You know what I'm saying? With that crazy 4.36 speed at 6'5". And then if we go look at a couple of other prospects from last year, right? It's to me, that's why I don't like it when I hear go get a weapon. Now, our weapons are not built the same. So if we look at George Pickens, where would he be in this draft class?
One. He like top 10.
He was the second rounder last year, and nobody fought it, did they?
Oh, it did. It was, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was a fight. You're right.
But it was more that injury. It was more his injury. It was more his injury, wasn't it?
It was more his injury, not his tape. You're right. Yeah. So let's keep going. So this because we trying to talk about weapons at 26. What about Burks? Where would he be in this draft?
See, I wasn't too high on Burks last year.
Me either.
In this draft, though, just in this draft, though,
he would still be a first rounder based on that size and those measurables.
Easily. He will be likely number 1 in this draft. I said all that to say. Then you got Garrett Wilson. What would Garrett Wilson be in this draft?
Right.
Turn up your value, boss.
Probably top.
Thank you.
Probably top 5.
No, I think he would be top 2 because he was top 3 in this draft, in a deeper draft. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With 4.38 speed. Oh God.
Yeah, actually, the Bears might not have traded that damn pick. It sounds funny, but you know what I'm saying? Or they might have traded it down a couple slots, not like they did.
Let's keep going though, because this is a good exercise, right? Because to me, this shows the difference from year by year. Where would your boy Scott Moore be, Tuck? Because Tuck was the first person to get on Scott Moore. He was the very first. Where would he be in this draft?
Yeah, he'd be first round. He'd be earlier
right.
First round.
You see what I'm saying? So now when we go back and we go look and see, all I did was throw out prospects. It's a whole lot more prospects that I didn't show. Because see, it's other receivers. Let's look at a few more from last year. What about we sold Jameis Winston? What would Danny Gray? Let's go to the middle round, guys.
Right.
Where would Danny Gray be in this draft?
Yeah. And so, and I feel like that's where the Cowboys messed up last year. They fell right out of the cusp of getting that core on day 2.
Yep.
What was my guy? I can't think of his name that went to Boise. What was his name? Big game that we liked. Khalil Shakir that went to Buffalo. Right. I feel like he was the last pick where it's like, all right, that was it. You missed out, and then that's why they had to go for Jalen Tolbert. But they could have got Khalil Shakir. They could have got George Pickens in that second round. And then they would have probably been okay, but Jalen Tolbert was just the third round guy, and that was kind of like the 4th tier. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like this year, if the Cowboys are going to go with wide receivers, like a core 4 to 5, and if you kind of miss outside of my guy Josh Downs, then it falls off a cliff heavy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I see what you're saying from there, and from the perspective of let's go all the way back to 2019. DK Metcalf and AJ Brown, workout warriors. Everybody thought that those boys would go in the first round. They went in the second, right? And if you look at Terry McLaurin, he was gone in the third round. Debo, I think he was like a late second round. So all of those guys that everybody consider elite to this day, or right at the cusp of being elite, they were pretty much second and third round guys. So yeah, there could be a situation and scenario if we just play our cards right and just get a wide receiver in the second and third. We don't have to worry about getting one at that 26 spot.
And so when I compare the classes and you see all these classes, well, you see the class from last year receivers was just way better. This is my concern. I'm not for just getting a weapon at 26. It got to be the right weapon. I don't want to reach. I'm just keeping it real because it's not too. You feel me? Because it's like, especially when you look at it based on talent. Because this draft class, you number 1 or you a top receiver in this draft class, but we not picking draft classes. We trying to get the right player. You feel me? So it's like, to me, the positions that show that they got the right player would be some kind of way if, let's say Bijan, he would be the right player for 26. One of those tackles would be the right player for 26. Osiris would be the right player for 26. I'm finna throw another curveball at y'all.
I'm like Law though. I feel like you always got to deal with that interior, and I think that's the main thing that we need to worry about right now.
Yep.
And you named Bijan, but I feel like if a Bijan is not there, then we need to attack the interior, like Law was saying. We need to either get an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, like if a Jalen Carter falls, or if you got one of them offensive linemen, because like you said, it doesn't matter what the running back can do if you don't have an offensive line.
Right.
And right now, if you look at the state of our offensive line, it's in flux. It's not solid. It's not secure. It's not any of that right now, and we need to focus on that for real.
I got one more thing for everybody real quick. I just want to be very transparent on what I'm getting ready to say. I hate the thought of tight end in the first round.
Oh man.
Me too.
Me too.
But I'm also open to be talking off the cliff too.
I ain't talking you off. I'm not talking you off.
Okay.
I'm
So why you hate it big? And I'm gonna tell you.
Don't talk me off the cliff. I'm a jump.
Okay.
I mean, because I look at it like this. I mean, I get it. There's some nice tight ends. It's a very good class, and you can add. But it's like you got two young guys, and then people are still forgetting Sean McEwen. Sean McEwen is not trash. We were liking him. We were like him 2 years before. So you got three guys right now, and they're all young. They're all on cheap
Let these
deals.
boys cook.
Why are you letting them? Why would you add another one where you could probably get still another tight end later on when you got three legit dudes? We saw two of them legitly play really good, and McEwen in his small doses of playing, you're like, okay, we like McEwen. So why would you jump out there and do something else knowing when you need that offensive line or that defensive line still built up? That wouldn't make any kind of sense to me.
Okay. The reason why, I'm going to tell you the reason why I hate it. I hate it from history. That's it. Because, see, I said this the other day. I don't trust me on evaluating tight ends. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust me, dog. Like, because it's so many years these tight ends don't play like they was projected to play. Even when they good, did you play like you was projected to play as a first rounder? And the last one I could think of came from Law, 2003, Jeremy Shockey. You know what I'm saying? That's the last one that I could think of, Law. I couldn't think of nobody else that when they was drafted in the first round actually lived up to the expectation of their draft.
And I got a rebuttal to that.
Okay, please do, because I if you can talk me out of it, I'm open. At this point, I'm open. I'm not just shooting it all the way down.
Yes. So when you think about it, Kyle Pitts, if he goes to a different team, he'll be perceived and looked differently. Keep in mind, the tight end is one of the hardest positions to learn. You got to know the offensive line responsibility as well as wide receivers and as well as running backs. So most of the times when you drafting tight end in the earlier rounds, your team is trash. Your team sucks. There's something ill with your team, and now they don't have a quarterback to get you the ball. And I know this sounds like babies of excuses, but that just been the flaw with these tight ends when drafted early. So when you look at the Kittles who were drafted in the mid rounds, even if you look at Jason Witten, third round draft pick or what have you, those guys were able to get into a system with a quarterback to work with them to propel themselves. Now, George Kittle, of course, he fit well in a system because he's a decent blocker. But if you fool around and get Darnell Washington on this team, he's an immediate extension of the offensive line. He's a guy that can really take advantages of the one-on-ones. You run up on a seam route, you will be able to work him because you got the expertise of Mike McCarthy with tight ends. Outside of that, could he be a bust? Yeah, that's anybody. But I think that with him, his physical size, 6'7", his blocking ability is phenomenal. He's a dog. He got athleticism to hurt over people. He'll be a good pickup. He will be a weapon.
Yeah. I just hate the history of it, man. Go ahead, talk.
I think you got. So I would say normally I would.
I got you, OC.
Yeah, I was gonna say normally I would be on board for tight end, but it depends on the situation. This year's class, absolutely not. So I did the film breakdown, Dalton Kincaid, and he's more your prototypical
wide receiver and tight end, but he can't block, right? But he's going to be the guy that can stretch the field and get down the field. But the reason why I wouldn't do it in this year's class, because I feel like the best tight end in this year's class will be available on day 2, which is Sam Laporta out of Iowa, which is one of my favorites. Now, I know a lot of people like Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame, but I feel like he might even slide a little bit as well just because of his height. And he fits the Dallas Cowboys mold of what they like. You know what I'm saying? He's a blocker. He's a balanced wide receiver, can do a lot of things, but this is a different offense, a different identity. I feel like if the Cowboys want to go tight end, they want a guy that's a little bit more versatile. Kincaid would fit that mold because he can play wide receiver, he can do a lot of different things, but he's zero existent when it comes to the blocking game. He's very light. He's only like 230-something pounds. I think he logged in at the combine, and he's damn near 25 years old. So that's why I'm out on Kincaid at 26. So if I'm going to go tight end, I'm waiting until day 2 to do it. But like Big Game James said, I like the young guys we already got. Just use them more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, great analysis and also good film breakdown on Kincaid too. Because you one of the only few, Tuck, that actually broke down his blocking. Which I appreciate. You know what I'm saying? You one of the only few that really, because you know everybody be roses, you know what I'm saying, and champagne and cake, right? Steak, shrimp, potatoes.
Like we did versus Oregon. Like, yeah, bro, the trenches where he was getting bullied back there.
Like, so that's why I ain't rocking with to go get a weapon at 26. It got to be the right weapon, man. If it ain't the right weapon, we need to get that weapon at round 2. OC,
you don't want to get. Oh, my bad. OC, go ahead. My fault.
Oh,
no. Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, go ahead, OC.
No, man, I'll be real quick, and I'll punt it to you. Now, listen, you got Hendershot, man, and you got Jake Ferguson, 2 guys that block pretty well and have shown pass catching ability in the red zone, in the middle of the field, on the plus side of the 50. So, I mean, you got to work and develop those guys and get the most out of those guys. They're cheap, they're inexpensive, and you don't really need to spend the draft capital at this point to get one unless it's in the second day. That's my opinion. Go ahead, Big.
Oh no, it's just basically just flowing off you again. Like you said, I mean, you can find a tight end later. I just feel like this is a deep draft. I don't feel like it has the star power that it used to, like the previous drafts where you just saw, okay, this dude's gonna come in, he gonna be nice. This dude's gonna come in, he gonna be nice. And it's not a star-studded class, so I feel like you don't have to jump out there and reach. You can get guys, and this is really where you can cook, especially if they make a big move. I know we've been hearing it, but if it does really happen, it makes it easier for you to do BPA, and you could go BPA in the first 2 or 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could really let it fall like that, and that could be the fall into the Cowboys' favor. You feel what I'm saying? Totally. But once again, we need to mess with that interior. Law just put that in my head. It had been in my head, but Law just put in my head. We need to really mess with that interior because that's where the strength lies.
That's where the strength lies. That's where I see it too, especially with this particular draft. So, it's guess what? Y'all know it's that time. All right, so we said we was gonna get into this mock. So let's set the parameters. The parameters.
You about to go against everything we just said.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not. I'm gonna stick with it. No,
I'm gonna try.
Let's set the parameters. Let's set the parameters. Because I'm gonna tell you,
for real.
If we don't set the parameters, it's gonna be massive fighting in the chat. Massive fight that I don't even want to deal with it. So
you just said.
I know. So we go tell everybody the parameters. So this particular draft, let me ask everybody: are we gonna do BPA, or do we say let's go after this draft to replace Zeke? Or do we go into this draft and say let's try the tackle strategy that we played with earlier? Which one we go choose?
Let's go BPA first.
Let's go BPA. All right, so
hey, and we're gonna do the vote between us, right? So what gonna be the vote total? Like whoever get the most, or how we gonna do that? If you and I agree and Big Game James disagree, how we gonna go with that?
Well, I get 3 votes. Everybody else gets 1. Right?
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, you're Stephen Jones.
I'm Steve. No, I'm
you're
Jerry.
Stephen Jones.
Baby nuts.
I'm
Baby
Jerry.
nuts.
Jones.
No, he said he ain't Steve. He said he Jerry, huh?
I'm
He ain't
Jerry.
baby nuts.
So I get 4 votes. All of y'all get a half a vote. How about that? No, I'm playing. So How many of us?
Chat.
It's 6.
We let the chat.
It's 6. Okay,
It's 6
so
of us.
we gotta have a tiebreaker in there.
Tiebreaker. Who gonna be the
Chat
tiebreaker?
be all over the place. Chat be all over. Yeah, 1,000 different prospects, bro.
Hey, I tell you what.
Get my homeboy.
We'll just vote and see how it play out. Let's
Is
just.
somebody in the chat
in the first round?
I'm about to say, let Coach Marv. Is Coach Marv out there? Let Coach Marv be the
Coach
tiebreaker.
Marv is in it. Let
Coach Marv be Will McClay. Coach Marv be Will McClay.
We let the ranch people, man. Whoever got the ranch be the.
Hold on real quick.
Hold
Hold on. Y'all hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Iceberg, you all right, bro? Like, you been coming at me, bro. I'm keeping this shit, dog. Like, you coming, bro. Like, then you say, boss, I know he can't block. Duh, you kill me, think you the only one that know football, bro. What's wrong with you? You all right? Bro, I've been showing you a whole bunch of respect. You getting real salty. You cool? Yeah, man, calm all that down, bro. Tripping. So anyway, so like, all right, so we say we doing BPA.
How many rounds we doing? 4?
Let's do 3.
Three.
All
All right,
cool?
that's 3. Let's do 3.
3.
All right, here we go.
No trading. Everybody will talk about trading. Like, let's let this rip. Let's let this.
Hold on. Did I pick the Cowboys?
We're going to slow it down and see who
Yeah. You saw you picked the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'll pick the Bears, man.
Oh, did I get all these variables right?
No, just leave it as is. Leave it as is.
Here we go. All right, so here we go. Let's see. So now let's start the draft, man. Hold on, I gotta hit that button. Here we go.
They even got turbo.
Turbo, turn that up.
So hit the turbo. Am I missing something?
You good? Just leave it that fast. You go.
Start draft. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Boom.
Man, I gotta go look at
that. You gotta go back. Hey, you gotta go back and see who all was going. Yeah. Go back. No, go back.
That went fast as hell.
That was
good. Let's scroll up. That's good. We good.
Okay.
Ain't no Jalen Carter, bro.
Oh, somebody picked Anthony Richards.
Bryce Young.
CJ Stroud.
So it's a quarterback.
Eastside Harold.
Hey, they was right about the Colts taking Anthony Richardson, boy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Paris Johnson. Ooh,
this look about right.
Miles Murphy.
I can see the draft happening.
Oh, Joey Porter gone, y'all.
What if we got my corner Deontay Banks there though?
Look at Bijan with 2 spots from us.
Oh, well, why would they got ET? Wait a minute,
Deontay Banks
running back.
That ain't gonna happen.
All right, here we go.
DeJuan Jones.
All right, so here we go. All right, so now let's look at what's available. And
Banks, baby.
Deontay Banks.
Go ahead, boss. My bad. Go ahead, boss.
I already got who I want.
Whoa. Okay, so just like we predicted, some pretty good tackles are sitting here.
Dang, all this stuff we just talked about.
Zay Flowers is sitting there. Whoa.
Deontay Banks is sitting there. I'm taking Banks.
Bro, where you gonna play Banks at, James?
Bro, Stephen Gilmore is only a stopgap.
I ain't going Banks. I'm out.
Anton Harrison for me.
Anton Harrison for me too.
Hey, go filter by positions right quick, boss.
Okay. I didn't see Anton Harrison.
And go interior. Who's the best OT? Just click OT.
OT.
Oh, OT. Click OT.
My bad, I didn't see him.
He's gonna give you. Okay, so these are the best. The best OT.
No, we gonna take one of them guys.
Man, we take
Give me Harrison, bro. Give me Harrison.
Y'all know better than me. I'm gonna trust the OC on this one. I ain't trusting y'all. I'm trusting OC on this. I'm trusting OC. Now tell me, OC, who we're picking on 26.
OC, what you want to do, bro? Everybody
defer.
Which
one of these guys?
We defer.
Which one of these
Man,
guys?
this is for pick 26, right?
Yep, this 26.
Yeah.
Line.
Do you need to see?
Pick 26. I pick 26 right now, based upon what I'm looking at, and make sure my eyes are working real good. I'm gonna go ahead and take Antoine Harris.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? Jerry Jones, are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm taking it.
All right. So hit that X. Hold on before you hit draft.
Okay.
Hit the X. Hit the X up top. Hit the X up top. Hold on.
We got an objection. We got somebody objected to it.
That's something, bro. Y'all said we were going BPA this draft. Don't y'all sit here with a straight face and tell me Anton Harrison's the BPA over Zay Flowers?
I can say that with a straight face.
Yeah, I can too, bro. I can say it with a straight face, bro.
Now, I can. This hard though.
Do you really think?
This is hard.
Do you really think they would go that route though?
No, but
at that size.
Because here's the thing. Let's set the table. So we didn't make any off-season moves. We didn't make any so we didn't get no Hopkins, no OBJ, no nothing. So we didn't address the wide receiver position. If you do not press that button right now on a wide receiver, whether that's Zay Flowers or Josh Downs, you're going to get wiped out. So think about this. You can go get your tackle. You can go get your tackle later. We saw them already stacked up. There's other guys that y'all liked even better, pretty much to Antoine Harrison. There's other guys there. There will not be any more wide receivers available. So if y'all okay with that,
Yeah.
Check the receivers.
You got to you mortgaging everything on a 5'9", 173 guy at 26. They're doing that.
I ain't doing it.
Those two.
I'm gonna trust
Antoine Harrison.
I'm gonna trust the Lord.
I'm going Antoine Harrison, bro.
Antoine Harrison. I'm
going Harrison.
I'm gonna trust God.
Go to receivers again.
There's a couple receivers that I think. There's a couple receivers I like.
Rasheed Rice.
They might not be there, but I feel
Wilson.
They're not going to be there. They're not going to be there.
I bet you Josh Downs will be there at the 58.
Michael Wilson will be there.
Go ahead.
Michael Wilson will be there.
Go take
Rasheed
Harrison.
Rice will be there.
I take
Rasheed Rice will be there.
Go take Harrison. Let's get wiped out.
Let's go. Let's get wiped out. We gonna be rebellious, Tuck.
We
gonna be rebellious.
Baby. Build in the trenches, baby. Build in the trenches, baby. Now, if he's there,
the pick is in. We just built the number one offensive line.
Now click that
button. Look at Dale.
And I'm taking it.
No,
Dale is right there.
Tyler Scott ain't no joke either. He fast. Tyler Scott's fast.
You gotta take Dale, bro. You gotta take Dale.
Dale is your guy right here.
So my 5 receivers wasn't good.
So we ain't looking at no running back. We ain't looking at no running backs. Go to a running back.
Not right now. Not right now, but yeah.
We'll just take a look. Just go take a look. Just take a look.
Go to running back.
Oh,
you better
too many of them available, bro. Too many of them available. You was right.
There's too many there, bro.
Too many good
next
ones
round,
available,
we got to get a running back in the third. We have to get a running back.
You don't.
We ain't getting down.
I'm liking this
fight.
fight.
Y'all getting left back with
you can get Dale right now. Go ahead and get Dale right now and get one of these backs next round.
Y'all evil.
The whole format is over with.
No, we just gonna veto some people up in this bug. Tuck, we gonna let you be Jerry on the next one, bro. You getting vetoed today. We picking Dale, dog.
We gonna see what kind of grade they give us at the end of this one.
Now we gotta hit running back.
All right.
Go to running back.
Yeah.
So we went to need
Michael Wilson
versus
was gonna be there.
BPA.
I think we did go to need a little bit.
We went to need.
Kind of low key. Ooh, this is interesting, boy.
This is good ones right here.
Give me Miller, man. It's Miller time.
Yeah, I like that.
Over Tank Bigsby, Tajay Spears,
it's rough,
Sean Tucker.
Man, I like Tank a lot, man.
I like Spears better.
Y'all better go get
Are they going to get a bell cow though? What are the sizes of Spears? What is Tajay Spears' size?
I mean, look, Dwayne McBride is a sleeper. Bro. If he's available at pick 90, take Dwayne McBride.
He'll be there at 90. Y'all know how many of these I do.
Kendra is Zeke.
Yeah.
If you're trying to replace Zeke, that's your guy.
Kendra Miller.
Kendra is nice too.
If you're trying to get a power back, that's your guy. Sean
nice
Too.
Tucker.
Yeah,
he nice.
Sean is real nice.
He gonna be there.
He gonna be
there at 90, bro. Y'all better give her defensive tackle because it's about to get wiped out.
You think we need to
go get that tackle, man? Get that DT. Who gonna be there?
Look at it. You right.
Who's the DT?
Hey, we gonna let my guy.
Hey, Carl kind of nice though, bro. Carl Brooks is pretty nice. But I don't know who else
from Bowling Green.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh,
there he is. He right there.
Yeah,
Are we going third on him though? Are we going third on him?
Shit, if he's there, I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know who else is there because
I ain't going
we've only
that.
seen a couple.
I ain't doing it. Well, I wouldn't do it. I'll put it like that. I ain't mad if anybody else want to do that.
I'm going my TCU back on McBride on this
I'm
one.
going TCU as well, bro.
TCU and McBride on this one.
Because I'm thinking about getting the power back to replace Zeke. You know what I
y'all
mean?
going way too early though. That's the thing. That's
We
the problem.
might be.
But he's like the 80th ranked player.
Huh?
He was the 80th ranked player, so he's not going to be available if you don't pick him now.
True.
Go ahead and get him. Go ahead and get him.
So you know what I'm saying? He ain't going to be available.
BI right quick.
Who you talking about?
Yeah, he 96. You got to get him now.
Yeah, we got some PFF rookies in the building, bro.
Man, this grade's gonna be amazing.
Hey, what kind of grade? Ooh, we got BBC. All right, hold on.
BBC.
So this is what I'm gonna do. Let's do 3 rounds again and let Jay Tuck see if he can beat BBC. Jay Tuck can beat BBC.
Jay Tuck gonna get straight A's, dog.
You are the straight A's. He's a veteran algorithm, Jay Tuck, man.
Scroll down to see what the final grade was. Scroll down to the bottom, see what the final grade is. I'm gonna
Let's see if Jay Tuck can beat this. Let's go down. Go all the way down.
I'm gonna smoke the hell out of
B
minus.
Man,
go Jay Tuck.
He gonna work the algorithm, man. That ain't the way to play this game, bro. Are these the right players? That's the question. Are these the right players?
No, he gonna give some explanations by it though. He gonna have to explain himself.
I'm gonna screenshot this first. Let me
screenshot it. Screenshot it.
Cause we go put this on Twitter.
How are you mad at that draft though so far though?
We gonna let the people decide. 3 rounds. Let's see if Tuck can beat this though.
I'm gonna smoke this draft, bro.
I don't know, bro.
Let's see if he can smoke it.
You might not be able to beat this, Tuck. I don't know, Tuck. I believe in your skills, bro.
CFO gang, y'all saw what we did. We smoke it. We gonna smoke this.
Let's do it this. Let's do it that way. Then everybody get to go individually and see how they go.
No, I'm not doing that because I gotta go to
Tuck
bed.
Gym. I like you saying that, Law.
We can move it quick.
You are Jerry. Let's go. You are Jerry.
You gotta click on them Cowboys. You gotta click on the Cowboys.
Y'all are an hour behind me. Remember that.
Okay.
All right, here it starts.
Let Big Game James go then. Go ahead.
We're gonna get quick to the point. Press that
start. I'm not the one up here trying to say I'm PFF guy.
We gonna smoke this. We gonna smoke this. All right. Ooh, shit. They got Elijah Cansey. I like Elijah Cansey, but go ahead and get Zay Flowers.
All right, let's go.
He going Zay Flowers. Okay.
Zay Flowers.
I thought you got Clancy. I thought you was gonna get Clancy.
I wanted to. I need a wide receiver because we ain't made no move yet. And then go Steve Avila, TCU, my guard. Boom, interior.
Okay.
Man, they gonna give you an elf, man.
And then we gonna.
Nah, he gonna get straight A's, bro. He gonna get straight A's. Straight A's.
Okay.
He gonna get straight A's.
It's easy money, and I guess I want to take a running back. Go to running backs real quick, even though I wouldn't take one right now. I'd probably go with Carl Brooks. Go to running back, see what's available, and then I'm going with Tajay Spears.
Okay.
Right there. Yep.
You going with a knife back?
Dog, who gonna be your running back?
He Pollard-ish.
I got Tony
Pollard. You want a Pollard type?
Who blocking? You gonna draft another running back in the 5th or 6th?
You can, you can go multiple backs in this draft.
Look at my chat.
Go multiple backs.
Easy money.
Oh, they gave you a C+, man.
And I was
now you're gonna have an A. It's gonna be an A.
It's gonna be an A minus.
And that's only because
right there.
That's only because y'all made me take a running back. Y'all made me take a running back in the
watch what we do. When we poll this on Twitter, watch how that grade gonna change. You know what I mean? Watch how that grade.
No, I ain't even show the grade. I shouldn't show the grade.
No, because everybody's in love with Zay Flowers, so that's why they're gonna love that draft because everybody's in love with Zay Flowers. Because a few people said it in the atmosphere. He is nice, but a few people. But you know how it is. A few people say something in the atmosphere. Oh, that's a great draft, Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
I'm not hating on Zay. Understand what I'm saying?
Hey, but that's not even the best pick. The Steve Avila joint is the best pick out of that draft.
The Steve Avila was your best one for real.
And the only reason I got the C is because y'all wanted me to go running back in the 3rd round.
We didn't want you to do that. We said this is you and Jerry.
We need a new GM. OC. We need us a new GM, bro.
Run it, OC.
Sick of Tuck, man.
Yeah, man. All right, so Yeah, let's see what we got available around pick 26. Yeah, man. Hold on one second. Let me let it load up for you, boss. Let me see what we got available here.
Big show. It's a hard for you guys.
I'm getting Bijan. Give me Bijan. Give me Bijan.
Decisions.
You got to, bro.
Decisions.
Yeah, give me Bijan. Okay, now let's go on. Let's see what we got.
You
Don't
know
help that.
When we poll this, the OC gonna win. He gonna just win
All
on
right,
that.
so look, so now
Tanner McKee, baby.
So now let me
Damn, you ain't got no tackle.
Yeah, there ain't no tackles available.
Let me look. No, Matthew.
Let me see.
Oh, Matthew's there.
Matthew.
You ain't going that Look at that guard.
Give me Matthew Bergeron on that.
Yeah, you got to. You had to.
Yep.
So that Steve Avila was gone.
All right, so now let's look at wide receiver.
Ooh, this draft.
Let's look at wide receiver.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Dale.
Yeah, I would take Dale.
All right. So wait once. All right. So now let's look at this.
6'5".
You know what? I like Nathan Dell a lot, man. Go Cougs. Let's get him.
Let's go, man. What a draft. God dog.
That's your alarm.
Nah, he can ball.
He murdered this joint,
can ball.
Yeah.
Bijan got a C. Bijan gave you a C.
Let me see. What I get at the bottom of that? What was the bottom? Hold on.
This draft.
Hold on. See that? See that?
Oh, this is
because
crazy.
Dale was an A+ in the third. Dale was an A+ in the third. That was a great pick.
Also, it's a tie. It's a tie.
It's a tie.
But man,
Tuck and the OC tied. Oh, this poll will be fun. I can't wait to poll.
Let Big Game James go, man. Let Big Game James go, man.
GM, hold on, because I'm saving every one of these. We go poll.
Oh, I want to win. I want to win so bad, man.
Yeah, bro. All right, so
man.
you the GM.
Hey, you got that big boy.
You the GM.
Hey. Right. OC, if you'd have got that big boy first, man, you would have won, man.
Probably so. But you know what?
I know.
I have to go with my gut.
I think he. Well, it depends. Tuck draft and that draft was damn good. I ain't gonna lie. Both of them.
Good, man.
They smoked it. Both of them.
I
would be crying the tears of joy out of both of those drafts. I would be like, thank you, God.
Ooh, Canty though. That Canty standing in your face.
Canty, yes or no?
Damn, here we go again.
I got you.
Damn. I'm gonna feel what y'all saying because I like Kansas too. I'm gonna be sneaky and get that Aaron Donald type and put him at 1. Let's go ahead.
Oh, you doing Kansas first?
No.
He's a Kansas. He's a Kansas. Aaron Donald.
I'm getting Kansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy. Big Game James about to win, y'all.
He hot. You gonna brick right here though. Right here.
You gonna brick it.
Brick.
All right, so let's go to offensive lineman.
That boy say brick.
O-line.
O-line. That boy say he go brick.
Interior, outside.
That's okay.
I mean,
I ain't going by what they say.
Don't help him.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Oh, but see, y'all was helping everybody else. Huh? Oh, look at that. Get this. Get that. Big James said, be quiet. Shut up. Don't say nothing. Let him fail.
Damn. I love that, but that drop is dope. I love that drop. That's a cold.
Did we go to guards?
No.
Like, got hit. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, hit that.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get Dale on this one. I'm gonna go with Dale on this one.
Yeah.
Tank Dale?
Yep.
Yeah, Tank.
Okay. See, they gave the OC a steal because they got him in the third.
Yeah. Oh wait, let's go to running backs.
Ooh, I like this choice. Get your running back in the third. RB in the third.
Yeah. Miller's good. I think Tank is good. Tank is a little bit underrated to me, I think, but
I
think Tank is pretty good.
I think he fit in good with what we got.
Cut on the dime.
Yeah.
I think I like Tank too.
He's a good fit.
I like
Tank.
McBride.
I'm gonna go with Tank.
See, them running
I
backs
like
so
that.
Go with Tank.
close, bro. They so
And the running backs we left over, we could have got them in the 4th and the 5th.
I know we could have got them.
I know that's
I
yeah.
ain't picking
I'm with
no
you,
more running
Tuck.
backs in the first 3. Bro. I don't even care if it's Bijan Robinson.
Keaton Mitchell sit down there.
Dang, big game, James.
Yeah, but we ain't
gonna
gonna get a small one though. That's why I'm gonna go with Tank because Tank got size too. Tank's about 215. He's about 6'1", 215. So that's what I'm gonna go.
Kendra bigger.
But you know what? Have you seen Tank cut on a dime, dog? Them cuts is deadly, bro. I'm going with him.
Tank can go.
I'm going with it.
Tank can go, man. Tank can ball.
Let's go.
They're probably gonna hate on my first pick.
No, they're gonna love that one, man. They love
that one.
Big one. Big one.
Oh,
he won. He won. He got another A-.
He got that
A+.
because y'all got A-. I got an A.
No,
A
A
minus.
is an A-, right?
No, it's not. A is in the middle. It's A+, A, and an A-.
Yeah, A is better than A-.
Yeah, he took that Kansas. That's
I really don't think he won.
He won.
I won.
He won.
I'm winning right now.
I don't think so, man. I think you lost.
Bro, I won.
A is above A.
A is above it.
I just dropped the film on him. That boy be gone.
And post all these on Twitter too, boss.
I'm gonna put
I would draft him. The only thing is, I don't think Dallas. Like I said, they don't like short kings, bro. They just don't.
They don't, and they don't like take defensive tackles early.
All right. So who? So DMV, you up?
DMV.
Let's go, DMV.
Y'all put more and more pressure on me, man. That's a lot of
I
pressure
can't
on
wait.
me,
Hey. And when Law come up, don't help me with nothing.
I don't need none of y'all here.
I'm gonna take McKee. I'm gonna take the quarterback. Hendon Hooker, baby. All right. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead and be like big game and go ahead and do it.
Let me see what tackles is left.
Oh, the tackles?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see what tackles is left.
Ooh, my guy. Jones, baby. The one.
Because I know what's left.
I ain't help you now, you know.
Yeah.
We'll get Duncan.
You know the funny thing about this, though? This is the funny thing about this. If we just take a pause, isn't it funny that we talked about all 4 of these?
Cut up your volume, boss.
Isn't it funny that we talked about all 4 of these guys being there at 26? You see what I'm saying? But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So go back to the BPA. Go back to the BPA.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Based on that, go down a little bit. Let me see who else is there. I know who I take from this.
Tanner McKee, baby.
Nah, being that
BJ Laurie.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Tuck kind of swayed me, and knowing what I know in the second round, possibly, I'm gonna go Zay Flowers here.
Okay.
Wait, right. Zay.
Damn. All right.
Ooh, we get hard
be
right
sneaky
here.
and get that linebacker.
The
Be
hardest
sneaky and get that linebacker.
It's hard, bro.
Go tackle.
Ooh, nobody went LB in the second.
Tackle's gonna be wiped out. Watch the. They weren't wiped out.
Nope. Give me Bergeron. Give me Bergeron.
Good pick.
Bergeron.
That's a good pick.
Damn good pick.
So you got receiver, your offensive lineman. You doing running back, or you doing the
He gonna be wiped out
linebacker?
at receiver. He gonna be wiped
Depends
out.
on who here. Depends on who
he's
here.
still ain't wiped out.
Ooh, Dale right there.
Give me Dale. Give me Dale. Give me Dale.
That's
This gonna be a.
probably tied.
I'm taking two. I'm taking two.
This gonna be a.
I'm
beat.
taking two.
Hold on,
Let me see. This gonna be
Let's
a.
see. Let's see.
Oh my God!
This is a W, bro.
He went with 2 wide receivers.
I went
He's
two.
tied with me. He's tied with me.
I went two.
Yeah.
Now we got
He's tied
weapons.
with me. Yeah.
No
Now
running
we
back.
got
He's a running back in the 4th.
Hey, where that damn button, Law?
He got 2 receivers. He got 2 receivers.
I love that damn button.
Yeah, hey, there you go,
What you gonna do with
Iceberg. You
Toba,
got
man?
2.
You toast now.
That damn
Toby
button.
gone, 70. Hogo
Bye.
gone. You
Toba's toast.
got two. You got 2 5'6" and 7" wide receivers.
All right.
Hey,
We got Miami Dolphins over here. We got
Hey,
the
we
Miami
gonna-
Dolphins over here. We got
Hey, you
Waddle
gonna hear the
and
pitter-patter?
Tyreek Hill over here.
you may hear the pitter patter of little feet out there.
All right, here we
We
go.
running all go routes.
It's on
now,
you,
baby.
Law.
We running all go routes, Law.
Three wides with Kevontae Turpin, Dave Flower, and Dale.
It's on you,
Oh
Law.
my God! All right, man. I'm thinking real hard,
That boy
man.
said I'm thinking. The draft
Don't
ain't
get
even
scared.
started yet,
Don't
bro.
get scared. Don't help him in the
Oh,
chat.
my
Don't you help Law. Don't help him.
Oh my gosh, they got Banks, and I'm in love with the dude, man, on how he played the game. But man, go give me interior. I want to make my defense good, man, and great. So go give me the Pitts kid.
Ooh,
the Pitts kid.
Boy, you Dan Quinn.
I like it. Law, listen to Big Game.
Man,
Law,
I
listen
passed
to
up
Big
on
Game.
Banks, man. Yeah, I did listen to you
I
on
love
that
Banks.
one. All right, now this is the Swedes for me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, them edges.
Yeah,
what you doing? What you doing?
Go to LB.
See, why the hell? I'm about to say, see, why the hell wasn't they up there when I was picking? God damn.
Yeah.
I already know he's gonna be there. That Henley's so good, man.
When we get to that 5th round, that 5-round draft.
Oh, that 5th is gonna be. What you doing, Law? You going to receiver?
Man, God, no. Man, bump that receiver, man. We gonna have Hopkins. give me Henley. Give me Henley. Right? Give me Henley. Right
Marion
Yeah.
Ooh,
give me Henley.
Ooh,
Hey, Henley's
that's
fast.
outside the
He's
box.
fast.
I see you, Law. Law, I see
Come on,
you.
Precious here. Precious here. My defense.
Law, Dead
Oh
Quinn Law.
yeah, baby.
There you go.
Dead Quinn Law. Dead Quinn Law.
Give me Dale, baby. Give me Dale, baby. Yeah, I ain't had to look no further. Come on, baby. Do you hear
This
this?
gonna be
Kill
a
him out.
feat.
Hey,
That's gonna be a big. That's gonna be a big.
Man, I don't trust this, man. PFF don't know what they do.
They lying. They lying.
They lying, dog. I don't believe this.
Oh, you
Hell
not
no.
entertained.
Hell
Hell
no. Hell no.
Don't make
We helped you, Law. We helped you. We helped you. That don't count. Everybody was helping Law. We was all helping Law. No.
Oh, man, that's on me. It's
baby.
on me. It's on me. It's on
Hey, Boss.
me.
Hey, Boss is gonna get a D. Boss is gonna get a
Boy,
D.
my
'cause
defense,
Boss
my
drafts
defense
weird.
is stifling. My defense
Boss
is
getting a D.
stifling, baby.
Why you keep saying
Come
I'm
on,
getting a
baby.
D, dog? I ain't getting no damn
Yeah,
D,
you
dog.
be drafted. You gonna draft weird as hell.
Say that one is law.
I'm like,
Say that
who?
one is my draft law.
Oh,
You know
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
draft.
saying?
Oh, it's weird because I'm drafting what I believe. It's cool.
No, what is your profession?
What is your profession? All right, here we go. I know I ain't gonna win this because I already know.
Excellent job, bro.
I know
Excellent job.
I know I think different. I ain't gonna beat none of y'all. All right,
Boss,
so
we've been beating them up all day. Come on, boss. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, we got this. Let me see.
Yeah.
Boss gonna take his time.
Yeah. Put him on the clock.
He gonna get a tackle away. Hurt him.
This is easy for me, for real. I'm definitely going to
Law McCoy.
Yeah.
It said Law
That's
McClay.
me. I've been telling y'all I want to go tackle, so nobody should be surprised with that.
All right.
Nice.
Ooh, it's the hard part right here.
Hey, OC, Andre
Hard
Carter
part.
only did 11 on the bench, man.
Boy,
Yeah, man.
Jalen
That's
Carter?
okay. He still can rush
Andre
the
Carter
passer.
did it. Jalen Carter? Oh, Andre Carter. Oh, you
No,
talking about the
Andre
Army
Carter.
kid.
Damn.
Oh.
Hey, he in the thick right now. It's tough. It's gonna be tough.
That second round tough though. I ain't gonna be like,
Ooh,
Eli Ricks.
Eli Ricks. I told you,
You
Boss
in another
ain't
corner.
conventional.
I know.
Boss
you
ain't
know.
conventional.
You know me, big.
Boss is
you
not
know
conventional.
me, bro.
I know how
you
Boss
know
drafts.
me,
That's what I
bro.
said. I
I'm
know how
not, bro.
Boss
I do
drafts.
what I want to do,
He
bro.
is not conventional.
Yeah,
Don't
but
do it.
hey, I'm high on Ricks, bro. I'm high on him big time.
James.
Second round, hell yeah, I'm getting
roll
Ricks.
tide.
Yeah, second round. He worthy of second round, but you know.
And I ain't.
Who you
getting
got
no
now?
running back.
Boss?
I ain't.
No
I'm
running
going-
back? You going receiver?
I gotta go.
Your alarm right there.
Hey,
man.
that damn hook is the best right now. That damn hook is the best. Boss got a B.
Yeah.
This gonna be like a
Boss
C.
got a
Yeah,
B.
A+ on
This
Dale.
gonna be a B.
I knew I would see. I know that.
Ooh,
I knew
they was gonna hate
kill
on
me.
that Rick's pick.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
it, but
Knew
I'm
they
not
was gonna
passing
hate
up
on that
on
Rick's
Rick's for
pick.
the second. I'm just not
Hey,
doing
as
it,
long
bro.
as you
Would
can
they give you a
justify,
C?
hey,
B plus?
you might have lost today, but you can win 10 months from now. They can be
Right.
like,
B
yeah,
plus?
that dude
You still
ballsy,
got a
right?
B plus?
Yeah, somebody
got a
go-
B
yeah,
plus.
I let my nuts hang. I didn't go with what was popular. I went with what I
Yep.
believed in. Yeah,
That's
so
what you're supposed to do.
yeah,
Yeah, we
so
supposed to do 10 months from now. They're gonna be like, man, that dude Eli, man.
yeah, Pro
Shoot, he
Bowl.
ain't
I'm gonna
man,
be like,
nor
see,
apple.
y'all remember I picked that dude? You know what I'm saying? All right, so hold on. Let me say this, and then we go give our final words. Hey, and
Man,
then
this was good exercise, though.
next week we gonna go much deeper. We gonna go much deeper. Like this was just a preliminary. So we go post this on Twitter. We gonna want everybody to participate and vote on this type of stuff. Should we put people names on it or put blind? Do it blind.
No, put them names on it.
Put LAW over there.
I don't want nobody.
Hey, you know Law his up there.
Tuck
You
got
know Law
30,000
his up
followers
there.
on Twitter, man. Tuck gonna kill
I know
us,
he
dog.
do.
You can't. Tuck got all the love on Twitter, bro. You got.
I don't care. I beat Tuck on PFF. I feel good.
No, you ain't beat me, dog.
I got an A. You got an A minus.
Hey,
Or B.
hey, Tuck, you let them coerce you into getting a running back. Why you let them get you off your
see?
spot? Damn all that. I got two midgets. I got two midgets out here, baby.
That's the problem. I was just trying to match what they just did. I was like, I'm trying to
I think I was the one that really did BPA though. I'm the one. I really did. I did
no running
BPA.
back, bro.
Yeah.
I know the running back was there. Round 5, round 6. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
But hold on, let me tell y'all my strategy though. I was thinking defense, interior, you get that, and then you go to the second wave, linebackers, and then of course wide receiver. Why not?
Nah, you smoked.
Yeah, I
it.
like it.
You
I like
smoked
it. I liked it.
You smoked it. Yeah. So, Iceberg keep asking why people high on Dale. Dale ran a 4.49, so he not the fastest. He is small, but it's one thing I can say as a corner. I know you say that I seem like I know it all, but on this, I feel very comfortable telling you that route runners from a person who used to go against them is scarier than anything else. I would rather go against a dude 6'3" than go against a dude that's killer in their routes. On top of that, just to answer your question, Iceberg, it's not that many receivers in this draft. So who else we go pick? And that's what we've been saying. This is a slim draft class at receiver. So for everybody that want weapons, we honestly likely got to get it in free agency. Or you will have this same feeling in the draft. Because it ain't nothing nobody can do because the talent is not really there. So
and one thing I'll say too about Cowboy.
Here's what I was gonna say. Oh, go ahead.
No, just real quick. One thing I like about Dale is that I do believe there's a difference between 40 speed and shorts and game speed. He's a guy to me that looks faster on film than when he ran that 40 at. And I think that says a lot. And his route running is crisp. He has great hands. And so he's going to be a good addition to any team. Go ahead.
But
I was gonna say,
Law, just right quick. The biggest thing I like about him, look at his release. When he gets off of that line of scrimmage, man, he was killing them cats in that Senior Bowl. They could not that first release. They could not deal with that. And that short area quickness is huge in the NFL, especially now. You get off with that release, you can do a lot of things, and that's what I really like about him.
He was the only receiver that I gave. No, I gave 3 receivers 3 stars. He was one of them. Zay Flowers and Dale. So it's just not that many. I'm just being all the way honest with people. Anybody that want a weapon, we should get it out of free agency, or just you go be frustrated. I just gotta be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So hold on real quick. I think I got some film on Dale real quick, just to show a little bit film because we ain't showing no film all day. Unless y'all got to get.
Y'all ain't heard nobody else. Y'all ain't heard nobody else say this, but he's Allen Iverson and shoulder pads, baby.
Yeah,
for real.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah. So now in last year's draft class, he wouldn't be a second or third rounder. He would be a fourth or fifth in last year's. You know what I mean? But in this particular, he one of the better receivers in his class. It's nothing.
And he doesn't play small either. He doesn't play
tough.
small.
He tough.
Not a small wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Yeah, look at him. He want to get up 1 versus 1.
No, he tough, bro.
He stepped over that boy like Tyronn Lue.
Me and the OC played with a receiver from U of H. His name was also Tank. I called him and I talked to him about this dude. He said, "What's his name?" He said, "Tank." He said, "Any receiver named Tank, sign him." You know what I'm saying?
That's short area quickness.
Yeah, his quickness, bro. He get clear separation,
That's short area
bro.
quickness. And you can see they scared of him because you see how he was backpedaling. He was scared of that speed. Right. He did not want to
Look
get
at his
touched.
stops, man. His
Yeah,
stops.
his stops. Yeah, his routes is not. And he attacked the ball. He attacked the ball well. Yeah.
Oh, super.
Yeah, he attacked the ball well, bro. And see, and I'm gonna tell y'all a true story. I saw a receiver make a grown man cry, and he was 155. Just, you know what I'm saying? He was so quick. OC, he made Will cry on this exact same field. Huh? The Southern Miss receiver. Yeah, he was 155. Man. And then he killed. Bad. You remember Money?
Yep.
Money was drafted in the second round, and he killed him
by the Colts.
Yep, by the Colts. Yep. Playing for U of H, and this dude was 155. Killed everybody. So I don't care how little you are. I'm telling you from experience, them quick dudes, they the scariest dudes in the world. I would rather go against a big dude than a super quick dude. Yeah. They do. Because there's nothing you can do when they real quick. You can't do nothing. They go get open. And that's the worst feeling when you know I can't do nothing because this dude just quick. So anyway,
that stack formation right here, yeah. And then he's special teams.
Look at that.
Guys.
Did you see that? Did you see that cut? Did you see that cut on the?
Yeah.
See that cut?
See, because some people I do look at 40 time. His game speed is too clear to get caught up in electronic, in my opinion. It's a couple of people that I'm like, regardless of their 40s, the film is showing that they hit another gear.
He faster. He's faster than the game.
Don't he return kicks? He return punts.
Yeah, he's a special team guy.
Yeah, and look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Did you see that cut? Did you see him? Oh,
man, bro. Like,
imagination.
Yeah.
That's my imagination.
Yeah. So.
Trey Palmer is good too, MJ. I see you in the chat. Trey Palmer, I like him.
Yeah, Trey is
Bam.
nice.
Do you see him put that foot in the dirt though? Bam.
Yeah. Nah, he nice. So him as a number 2, I would love it. Or a number 3, I would be cool with it. Look, just ooh, you see that route? Ooh, that was nasty. Ooh, let me look at that route one more time. Watch this. Yeah. This is called cooking.
At the top of the route. Yeah.
Ooh. Damn.
Wear that button out.
That's right.
He said that's the favorite button today. That's the
favorite button today.
And another thing, he also killed a Senior Bowl. So it's one thing you write good comment, Trey. He said, who we playing against? You got to consider competition. That's right. That's true. But then also when he was stacked against other people at the Senior Bowl, he continued this.
Right.
He continued to kill.
He beat their ass worse.
Yes.
He beat them worse.
Every day they gave a
like
report in that Senior Bowl. Every day they gave a report in that Senior Bowl. Dale was on that list every single time of what he was doing to those cornerbacks.
Here's the thing, y'all. The Cowboys got to break the stupid 6-foot rule, or they gonna miss out on talent at the wide receiver position.
Thank you, bro.
If they're really gonna go by this rule, they need to go ahead and call up and make this trade and make things happen. Because I feel like the best 3 to 4 wide receivers don't apply that 6-foot rule. Because y'all, I mean, we talked about St. Flowers, we talked about St. Dale, but we also skipping over my guy Josh Downs, who I believe is pretty much pound for pound one of the best wide receivers in this class. So
and H.A. too, Spears, all of those smaller guys.
The smaller guys.
Even Chancey in the middle. He's smaller in the
middle.
Yeah,
I was about to say I don't see them taking him, but he's probably the best player that's going to be right there if he falls to 26.
But here's the thing, bro, with Chauncey, he's 280, but he's only 22 years old. And we saw what they put on Chauncey. Like, they can put some more size on him, but I'm looking at the football player. And when you watch Kalijah Kancey, like I did in the film session, I see a pure motor football player, high wire, that can get pass rush from the interior. He's everywhere, play across the board, 0, 1, 3 tech, stand up outside. He can do a lot of different things. So if he's there at 26, I'm gonna have no problem with the Dallas Cowboys taking him.
What's your feelings on Mozzie though?
I like Mozzie, man. Another big stuffer, man. And I feel like what you're saying, Law, with the way that I see it, the way we got Gilmore, we have the best secondary now in the NFL. And I'm not just saying as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
so
that's
now
real.
what we do up front is build the trenches. And I keep telling people, the team I have my aim on, as y'all mentioned, is San Francisco.
Yes.
So anytime they build the move in the trenches, I want to load a clip in the trenches too. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thought process. And if you're able to get either a Mozzie or just, there's a lot of different nose tackles we can talk about as well, get dirty in the defensive line, free up Micah Parsons where you get that interior pressure, it's only going to make things more chaotic because you put that ball in the air, Gilmore, Diggs, and Bland is coming down with it. So that's my thought process. So, yeah, I like Mozzie, man. But that's defensively. I'm not talking about offensively, man, because offensively, they got some other stuff to work on, which is the wide receiver.
No doubt, man. It's a good show, y'all.
Yeah, it's a good show. Iceberg said, "Boss, I seen Tank Days electric, but I can't draft a stock guy at 150 pounds. That's cool. Just sometimes
cool,
we
man.
disagree. It's cool. It's all good.
Yeah.
So
those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that about Devontae Smith. He a tiny dude too, and you see what he did.
Yeah, and then, I respect differences. It's all good. Sometimes y'all see us fight on this show, and it's genuine. This ain't rehearsed. Like, we fight this
Y'all
stuff
see our
out.
mock drafts, none of them was alike.
None of them was alike, so it's all good. We think different.
But me and Big A James alike, though, with that.
Big said it. Big can't be dead on the he said, "Boss, go do something different."
Yeah, I already know how y'all
we are.
draft.
Like, it's like, it's that everybody know I don't go with crowds. I go with what I really think. That's just what I do.
Right.
So anyway,
for sure.
I'm gonna get into the final words first, man. First of all, I enjoyed the hell out of this. So this was a fun,
Great show.
Great show. We got away from the going through safety. We all talked about it. We're like, why are we gonna talk about safety today?
Play that. Well, that's what that got. Please play that. Yes. That was safety all day.
I text J Tuck and everybody was like, bro, we not talking about safety today, bro. I'm sorry. We not.
Brian Branch, baby.
Oh no, I couldn't do it, Law. I could not do it. So we didn't really have no plan. This is just.
I'm gonna give y'all my safety.
This off the cuff.
This is off the cuff. So
for real.
With it being off the cuff, I would say this was one of our best shows. Being honest, and everybody was just so prepared, and I just love, the final word, the Tuesday and the Thursday. I look forward to both, man. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this. We will be bringing y'all going forward more simulators, because at this point, most people have done research, right? So now we get to go through this as a community, and I'm just excited about that, excited about the future. The last thing I'm gonna say is I am definitely dead serious about tackle at 26. And I think these simulators are proving that it's gonna be a quality tackle to get there, guaranteed. That's one thing we can guarantee, that it's gonna be one at 26. And I really think the Dallas Cowboys should go there. That's my final word. And we see y'all next Thursday on the next draft show. We gonna murder another one.
Yes, sir. Well, shoot, I'm gonna give my quick final word. Just excellent show today. I like how Boss switched it up, because I had talked to him like, are we really doing safety? So I was like, man, this is going to be tough. We already got our safety. I really appreciate how, how we Boss freaked it, and I really appreciate all the guys on the panel. That's my biggest final word, is I appreciate the back and forth.
Yeah.
Listen to all the great minds we have on here, because it always makes you think. You might have one thought, but after you come on a show like this, you get to hear all these collective minds, be able to talk about real good football. It makes you go back in the lab and say, man, let me look at this some more. Let me see this. And I think that's what I really appreciate about this show, is the good minds and what you guys bring to the table. And it's always causing me to think on bigger things. So that's what my final word is. I appreciate the panel, and I appreciate the show.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Once again, like everyone said, I just love how we're just meshing, and everything is fluid. We like I said, I cut up like 3 safety prospects, had the film ready. I was like, bro, I don't want to drop it. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all leave them safeties alone, man.
y'all know it's bad because y'all know I'm a Seminole fan. You know what I'm saying? And the safety I was going to talk about was Florida State. And I still ain't even dropped it. You know what I'm saying? So I love how we're able to pivot and have great conversations. But the most important piece, man, I love how the community's getting educated. Every player we talked about, you got in film or some type of breakdown on one of our channels. You know what I'm saying? So we're not just talking out of our ass, y'all. We're doing the work. We're doing the research. So now when we do these simulators, it comes natural because you've seen it. We've all seen it. And it creates great conversation. And by the time we get there April and draft time, we all going to be prepared to make these conversations even deeper and talk about the prospects the Cowboys bring in, man. So that's my final word. Keep rocking, Cowboys Nation.
You muted.
Muted.
You going hard, though. You going... What that damn? Law, call with it. One more time, Law, please. One more time.
Damn.
He's still muted.
What that crying button? What that crying button? What that crying button? What that crying button? You got the crying button. What a cry. Man, I quit DMV.
DMV. You open it, DMV. I can't hear you. That's his final words, Red.
This boy Law got the best buttons
lethal
in the
weapon
world.
on him. You put lethal weapon on.
This boy Law got the best buttons ever. And you see, I ain't giving DMV no.
lethal weapon
Look,
in
I'm
there.
keeping the
Oh,
camera
man.
on DMV. Am I evil for that? I'm just keeping the camera on them. We just watching them drown. We don't even care, bro. I'ma highlight it. We gonna get this final word out of you, damn it. We gonna get this final word. I quit. All right, I quit. OC, take it, bro. Jesus.
Come on. All right, man. Look, man. Good show, man. Hey, listen, first of all, guys, before you get out of the building, man, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the share button, and also subscribe to all of the channels, man. DMV, J-Tug, Big Game James, Law Nation, and Boss Cowboy Sports. Listen, the Cowboys got a chance to do one of the things they do best, which is to always get better in the draft. So I think a tackle and an offensive player in the first two picks makes a whole lot of sense. I hope the Cowboys go that way. And, hey, guys, keep coming back. The show's going to get better and better. And that's my final word.
Business.
Hashtag straight business in the chat.
Man, this was a great show, man. A phenomenal show, man. We had a lot of energy, a lot of fun, a lot of debate. So it was great, man. We was going to talk about safeties, but this was a great pivot. But if you guys want to take a quick look at these safeties right quick, Brian Branch, Sidney Brown, this is in order for my scan. J.L. Skinner, Antonio Johnson, Trey Dean, and you already know I got my Mississippi guy from Ole Miss, A.J. Finley, in the house.
Of course.
Those are my guys, of course. But if you look at J.L. Skinner, Antonio Johnson, Trey Dean from
Trey Dean from Florida. That's the guy.
Florida, all of those guys the same height, mold, build that Dan Quinn love. And just look those boys up. I got it pinned to the top of my page. And of course, AJ Finley, he's the same type of build and frame. So Cowboy Nation, let's continue to grind. And don't sleep on Sidney Brown, because he kind of get me in that mindset of a Baby Earl. You know what I'm saying?
We still might do safety.
That Baby Earl, I seen him smack Jake Ferguson, and Jake Ferguson said, ooh.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
that's Sidney
still
Brown,
interested.
somebody nice, man.
I'm still interested in looking at safety a little bit deeper, but it did. She said,
not tonight. Just not tonight. Just not tonight.
No. She said, Law, how did you get all them sound bites? Let me tell y'all this about Law, man. Law, this is what me and the OC talked about. Law, comedic timing is underrated. Like, for real. That's one thing about Law that's underrated, how funny this dude is, bro. Like even behind the scenes, he worse. I agree. See, he professional in front of y'all, but behind the scenes, he'll have you cracking up, bro. So, Law just crazy, man. We be laughing all the time, man.
Be like Law, man. Don't be like Tucky. Like, them Eagles content creators over here beefing on Twitter, man. So I'm about to go like
they beefing? Yeah, they all heard them name drop.
Got a Koye over there too. You know, Koye in there, you know. So we about to
Oh yeah.
They name dropping. They are name dropping.
Oh, they name dropping, huh?
They are. They name dropping. They feeling real spicy right now. Just being all the way honest, like my boy Rome always say, spicy.
They finna go from first to worst, man. They finna be the last place in the division. Watch, mark it, write it down.
Ooh, you say last place?
Yo. They'll be third. Okay, you give him that. Okay. See, Jay Tuck ain't that bad on him, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, but what you say, Law, is really more realistic because the Commanders are getting better. You know what I'm saying? They're getting better, man.
They are.
And at the end of the day, they re-signed Daniel Jones, New York. New York's will get better. Then you got us. It's going to be tough, man. But you know what? They got a real good running back, but he plays quarterback. So we'll see how it goes.
That's damn good.
Oh man, that's funny. That is funny.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
Pretty good.
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this. And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb. Oh!
I will move down.
The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. We got to trade. We got to trade.
BossCowboySports in the OC.
We got to trade.
I said this is the place to move.
We were just sitting here talking Justin Fields.
I said it.
Oh my
This is
God,
the place to move down.
Go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home, go.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, know you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Have a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up. I need product again. Treat the business like a playground. Might slide on.
Let me take a pause real quick. I see that some of y'all saying we missed some of y'all super chats. If we did, man, I apologize. Hey guys, let's just do a quick job of making sure the next time we do a show that we keep eyes on them super chats. Let me just let everybody know what's going on. When you got 6 people, sometimes it's just hard to see it. We go come up with a better system. All right, just letting y'all know that we not ignoring y'all super chats. Just want to let y'all know that.
The final word.
We out, man. Y'all take it easy.
The final word.
We gonna do a better job of that, man. All right, so we take that serious. All right, y'all take it easy, man. It's the final word.